Crackdown came out like in '96.
Crackdown is still dope.
It's still a good game. I wouldn't play Crackdown 2.
06, son.
Whatever the case may be. Welcome to 00Lounge podcast. New York's premier games podcast where we as longtime friends discuss games, industry nonsense, and share with you our love of games culture. Coming directly this time from New Jersey. This is the Late Night Podcast. What's going on?
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Aaron? What's going on, Angelos?
Nothing much, man.
Avengers tomorrow?
Yes! Avengers.
Not much going on by way of new games this week. I haven't played anything new. What about you guys?
No.
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts, catching up, getting ready for 3.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Dead or Alive lately. Spanked my friend's ass the other day, 35-14, and like, you know when somebody's trying to keep a good sports face, but deep down
it's burning inside, and they're like Usher.
Yeah, he was getting it all the way, like
he was all the way toasty.
Oh man, I was on fire. That's all I'm gonna say. I was on fire. It was getting that work. Felt good though. He's a lot better than me for the most part of the time.
Yeah, I mean it's always better. It's always a good win when somebody's better than you and you just like
just coming in and decimate. Yeah, it was good.
Man.
So Avengers, guys. Let's get into this. Like, I don't think people as hyped as they should be on Avengers. Like, it's fucking Avengers. Like, this is gonna be everything you wanted to see again.
I mean, I've tried very hard to stay away from reviews or spoilers.
Yeah, I haven't
anything else. You know, I'm kind of in lockdown mode at this point. Like, I don't want to know anything new about anything. I just want to play the game. I mean, I just want to watch the movie and absorb as much information as I can.
Yeah. I mean, what are you expecting to see out of the Avengers, though? For the most part.
I mean, I'm going in with no expectations. You know, I'm going in. The only expectation I have is that it's going to be a good and entertaining movie. As far as like plot, characters, anything like that, like I'm just kind of I just want to sit back and enjoy the movie. Like that's the only thing. All right, what are we doing right now? We're sitting down. We're sitting around 3 screens right now,
and we're playing Bloodborne.
3 PlayStation 4s. All playing Bloodborne, and you just came into my game.
Yup.
Aaron.
Yup.
He's about to help you spank Father Gascoigne.
Gascoigne's going to get this work, guys, on this podcast. So we're going to talk about Avengers and how much I want to see Scarlett Jo's butt. Yeah. And we're going to whip Father Gascoigne.
And cheeks is going to be nice.
Word of advice, stay behind the graves. Yeah. And don't try to attack him. Period. I got it. Like you pretty much use one person as a distraction for this guy.
Wait, can we go back to Scarlett Jo's butt?
Yeah, Scarlett Jo's butt though. Oh my god,
that shit is dope.
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing right now? He's chopping heads off.
Scarlett Johansson is the Angelina Jolie of this generation, son.
Yeah, she can fart my throat, guys.
In fact, I put her on top of Angelina Jolie.
In the immortal words of Dave Chappelle as R. Kelly, she could fart in my dinner tonight.
Dave Chappelle, man, he had the greatest jokes of all time.
Yeah, I love that guy, man. He's the funniest dude on the goddamn planet. All right, what am I doing now? This is like I'm about to get duct tape butt.
Yeah, just stay behind that, lock onto him, and we're just gonna mob on him.
All right, let's do.
Don't get shot and heal.
Father Gascoigne is rough if you fight him alone, like we did when we first played.
Hey, what is he, like some kind of hunter?
Yeah, he's a hunter. Shoot him in the back.
Thank you.
Alright, but since they're playing, I'll continue. So what we're going to talk about today, guys?
I mean, you know, by the way of video game news, not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot popped off this week.
You know, like
HoloLens though. Like,
PT got canceled and confirmed.
Not PT, Silent Hill.
Silent Hill got canceled.
PT's actually getting delisted, though.
Yeah, did you guys?
Konami is delisting itself.
I have PT on my hard drive.
Yeah, Konami is.
Is it still listed or is it's already off?
I don't know. From what I've seen, it was getting delisted, but as long as you have it downloaded,
Did
I
you
think they're
guys
fine.
know that Konami delisted themselves off the New York stock market?
Yeah, from what I heard, from what I read, they're leaving gaming almost completely.
Yeah.
I mean, they delisted, but from what I understand,
They're still in other
they're
continents.
primarily traded
Europe
in
and Japan.
yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. So it doesn't affect their delisting.
Stock value pretty much at all.
From what I understand, from guys over at IGN, Konami's a bigger company than they're not just known for video games. They're known for
Yu-Gi-Oh,
a bunch of other stuff. No, not just Yu-Gi-Oh.
They have another card.
pachinko machines.
They own health clubs.
Yeah, they own a lot of stuff.
Bottled water. I don't have any more bullets left, so I'm not gonna be much hope about what bullets.
Just stab him in the back.
Slash them, heal. Make sure you're full health though.
Yeah, make sure you full health, but try to. Back up.
Oh, someone's got.
Told you. Alright, so Konami's delisting themselves or whatever.
Yeah, like it seems like to me that they're doing like a big company change, and they're just.
I'm just hoping that if they leave video games, they sell their franchises to worthy people.
Yes.
Good shit.
Woo! Gascoigne, he just got it, guys. Live podcast. He just got whipped. It was great.
Alright, cool.
Right, so you know what I'm saying. So I'm just hoping that they do something with their franchise and they just don't let them go.
Yeah, I mean, this last couple of weeks have been like strange,
Weird.
especially with looming release of Grand Theft Auto. Well, no, sorry, Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid 5, yeah.
To me, what scares me is though, like Konami dropping out of games. What happens to Metal Gear franchise? What happens to
Kojima
Yu-Gi-Oh?
takes it with him, hopefully.
Well, supposedly they're looking for a new team, like for everything, pretty much, especially anything that Kojima was working on.
Like that's.
I'm pretty sure, like at this point, it's like May right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure like all of the major details of.
Metal Gear's coming out September, correct?
Yeah, so it's probably almost done, if not already.
Yeah, it's like 80%.
Yeah.
Tweaks and bugs. Next couple months.
Yeah, so
I don't. It's gold in August.
I don't imagine it's going to be affected much, but it's just, I don't know, it's just been a very strange couple of weeks. Like the fire, the lead guy who's been with the company for OD long, to dismantle his team, the delisting. I mean,
they're making some very weird choices.
Yeah, I mean, like what else besides Metal Gear Solid in the last couple of years have they been known for releasing? Like as far as games.
For
console games, like developed games, not
card games.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure outside of Metal Gear whether they're still a game company or not.
I think they did like a few, like maybe 1 or 2 games, but overall, it's not much at all.
Yeah. So I mean, as a games company, it could probably be on its way out. But Konami as a whole probably is not going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah, I doubt that myself, but
I don't know. It's strange. I mean, it'd be a strange thing not to have Konami. But Japanese gaming as a whole, as far as consoles are concerned, I mean, it's been
slowly diminishing.
Yeah, over the last couple of years. I mean,
I think I have a feeling that was just last gen because this gen's looking like it's about to pick up come Japanese
as far
gaming.
as Japanese gaming.
Yeah,
I mean, who's really making Japanese
but outside
games?
of Final Fantasy?
There's like I think from now to September there's like 6 PS4 games coming out alone.
It's 6. You got to think about how many games these guys used to push out.
No, that's just 6 coming to the West though. That's not all of them getting.
Let's talk about their games for them.
Yeah. I mean, the Japanese market is slowly moving over to mobile. I mean, not even slowly. Like
that's been happening for years.
It's pretty firmly over into the mobile category at this point. Like cell phones, iPhone is a pretty big deal over there. They're not moving consoles as much as they used to.
Yeah, that's definitely
in comparison to the European and American markets. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket as far as console sales. And I don't imagine they're selling that much hardware over there either. Like you have diehard fans, but I mean DS and mobile phones seems to be the only thing running over there at this point.
Yeah, they're into the mobile stuff heavy, like, and especially 3DS. They push so hard, like I don't really understand.
I mean, their demo is older. There's a lot of older people in Japan as opposed to EU and the Americas. It's just different demographics. Not a lot of people are buying consoles.
I was just looking it up in Konami. really didn't have anything. I mean, the Metal Gear franchise, Castlevania, and Pro Evolution Soccer, and that's all like in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, like last like 5 years at least.
Yeah, and those seem like very safe bet games, like
Yeah.
FIFA,
Pro Evolution Soccer.
FIFA, but FIFA kind of has that on
Yeah, but
a lot.
with only two soccer games on the market,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It could go either way.
yeah, but FIFA's definitely
No, of course,
large
of
title.
course. I mean, that's like saying Madden against like some no-name football game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But Pro Evolution Soccer does sell, and it's a yearly franchise, so it's a cash cow. But then you got Castlevania, which, like, I don't understand Castlevania, for instance, because we have Bloodborne, right, or Dark Souls, and it would make the perfect Castlevania game, and yet the Castlevania games that come out are crap.
yeah,
Like, they're just not very thought out very well.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we've discussed this. I don't know for how many years now. I mean, they're either going to rehash what works, like Symphony of Night.
Well, they ain't doing nothing now.
Yeah, Symphony of Night is going to be rehashed into oblivion until nobody cares about it anymore, or they're going to try to do some kind of 3D, Castlevania 64-esque game, but probably try to steal from other influences like you said, Bloodborne. Like, I mean, I think that's the way.
It would make the perfect Castlevania game.
That's the direction to go.
I mean, one of the starting weapons is a whip.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
they made the better Castlevania game than Castlevania.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true.
Like, all you need to do is throw in some. Well, you got werewolves already. Throw in some vampires and call it a night.
Yeah. I mean, all right. I mean, at this point, Konami. I mean, I'm pretty sure Metal Gear Solid is going to be awesome. But
I think that's their last game. I think they're finished after that.
yeah, it'd be pretty. It'd be pretty interesting to see what happens to Konami, or after the release of Metal Gear Solid 5.
I just hope that they sell Metal Gear franchise to someone, like I said, worthy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, an American or EU dev takes over. I mean, it's only going to get better.
I'm not sure if they're gonna let an American dev take it.
I've been, I've kind of been tired of, Kojima's nonsense for a while.
But Metal Gear's not gonna go nowhere without Kojima, so that's just not gonna happen.
That's not true. I mean, die-hard fans who are used to having this guy around, maybe they feel a way about it, but I'm pretty sure they're still gonna buy the game.
I just don't trust other people to do anything with someone else's franchise.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's different. It definitely, it's change, and nobody likes change. But it could be changed for the better. Maybe if Metal Gear. Well,
I don't think I've ever seen it work. I don't think it ever worked.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy's still done by Square.
Yeah, but the guy, the driving force behind it, he got let go after the Final Fantasy movie.
But the regular team is still there.
I'm pretty sure they had a lot of swap-ins and swap-outs over the years.
But there was never a time where it was a completely new team.
That I don't know. Like, I'm not up on, the day-to-day employment of, Square's teams or anybody else's team like that. But I mean, you seem to still enjoy Final Fantasy all these years later.
Well, I'm the type that I'm a fan.
I clocked that after 9, just to stay for the
10.
podcast. Yeah. I
Half a 10.
I gave 10 a chance. It was kind of annoying with that whole, the grid system and that stupid water soccer game that they try to make us play.
Blitzball, don't hate, son. That was dope.
Fucking hate
Blitzball
that
was
shit.
the shit. Stop it.
Yeah, it wasn't the shit. It was shit.
It was the shit, son.
All right, whatever. Anyway, I don't want to go down that
Nah,
tangent.
yeah. Me personally, I love classic JRPGs. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Like, I sit here and play a turn-based Final Fantasy right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or any game for that matter. Like, it just doesn't matter. But Japanese games are definitely making a comeback this year. Like, all the big Japanese developers are making actually games for the West. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them, they hold back. They don't want to localize because they don't think it's going to make money.
Yeah.
And to them, I guess they feel it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
But they starting to see RPGs pick up, like, over the years. Like, from software, for instance. Bloodborne comes out and make 1 million copies in a week.
Yeah, but I still think it's strange that it's not listed anywhere. Like, no outlets. I mean, they've said they've sold over 1 million units. But the only thing I saw...
VG Charts is posting the numbers today. 300,000 first week in America alone.
For Bloodborne?
Yes.
I haven't seen it on the website.
It just came out today. They just posted numbers today.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
300,000 first week USA.
In America.
In America. And that's only USA, 300,000 first week. And what is
I
that?
mean,
Like
granted,
3
like
days?
like they don't count. I don't think they count digital sales.
No, they don't. They don't know digital sales.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know. You know.
So you figure at least what 400,000 maybe,
I don't know.
350, and that's only America. The games like this are big in Europe.
Yeah.
And big in Japan.
Well, I mean, major releases that have been, publicized in a way that Bloodborne has been publicized. It's first party published.
And that's just technically VG Charts numbers. We're gonna quote this because we don't go by VG Charts numbers. We're just stating what's out there.
I mean,
it's the only visual content we know is out there.
Grand scheme, the only thing that matters about games is what we think about games.
Of course.
As far as numbers, you like a game, that's it. I like a game, I like it, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Like right now, like I said,
we're the only ones. We're the only ones that matter in regards to the games that we discuss and what we like and what we play. Scores, sales, all of that shit is just it's numbers.
Yeah, like I don't worry about Metacritic scores and all that.
Play what you like.
That is true.
Switching gears a little bit. Batman Arkham Knight. They released a video earlier this week that showed off
multiple paths.
What's being called the dual play feature, where you're able to switch between
Robin and Nightwing.
Other characters on the fly, which is something that Grand Theft Auto did.
So Robin and Nightwing is going to be about the city in different areas.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean,
is it at least co-op?
I don't think so.
It's not.
I don't think so. I don't think so. When I first saw the trailer, I thought it was going to be co-op. I was like, yes, this is perfect. This is exactly.
Or is it going to be how? Remember there was a Batman game for PS2 that came out a long time ago. You got to drive the Batmobile around the city.
That was PS1.
Was it PS1? I know it was one of them. And you fought like Poison Ivy. I think it was Batman Returns.
Yeah, there was a 3D version. And
you got to play as Nightwing and Batgirl.
Yeah. Do you remember Die Hard, the game?
I remember that. Die Hard trilogy. I remember that.
It looked like the taxi version of that. I mean, it was very primitive.
That was a package deal with 3 games.
Yeah, that was dope.
It was dope.
I mean, 2 was hard because it was supposed to be meant to be played with a light gun. And I didn't have one at the time.
It was because it was a shooter fest, like an arcade shooter.
Yeah. But that was a dope game. As a matter of fact, I think I might go on eBay and look for that game because I'm real interested in like reconstituting my collection from the PS1 era, especially being that this is 20 years after the PlayStation 1 was released in North America. September 9, 1995, I think was the date. So I'm on that kick now where I'm trying to reconstitute that launch era collection for PlayStation.
I wish I had money to burn. I'd do it too.
Nah, you come here and play. But back to Batman. I thought it was co-op. Doesn't look like it's co-op. It looks like you just can switch between characters to pull off like various combo moves.
Definitely.
Which they haven't done that kind of combo system, but Batman's combo system has been pretty cool. As far as like switching between different gadgets and
how certain execution moves. Switching between different gadgets and switching between different characters.
Yeah, it's probably the same. Probably the same way. Instead of like instead of there being a gadget slot, there's a character slot. Gold.
He needs more blood.
Son.
It's hot here, right?
Nah, it's alright.
Well, now it's cool. It cooled off, but that's only because I opened the window.
Yeah.
Alright, anyways, back to what we're doing.
Yeah, Batman. I don't know. I mean, I'm still excited about it. I'm not excited about spending $40 on DLC, which they haven't really given.
Oh, and I seen that the season pass $40, $50.
Any kind of details. I mean,
that's
and it's only 6 months worth of content.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said.
6 months.
I mean, and this is something that's been echoed. I've heard people say in other podcasts. $40, and you haven't even released the game yet, and you really don't know what you're getting. I mean, I think this goes into pre-order sales where they're trying to get you to buy in as far as possible before the game is released in order to boost sales and numbers.
I think it was Black Ops. I saw that was $50 also for the season pass.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can pre-order all of that shit.
How much is normally a season pass? Because I personally don't buy them.
Yeah, I haven't bought a season pass in so long.
They're normally about
$30.
I'm lying. The last season pass I bought was for Destiny, and that's because I bought the Digital Guardian edition. And I want to say that was about $40. No, the game
It's 60.
it was $89. The game is usually $60, so that's $90. It's about $30.
$30. Now, Batman's coming out with 6 months of content for $40. Now that's steep.
I doubt that it's even 6 months of content. It's probably 2 hours, 2
to 3 hours of content.
I don't even say 3 hours. I would say an hour and a half to 2 hours of actual content, and including customizable items.
You'll probably get reskins too of the suits and things
Of course. Doled out to you over the one time. It'll probably take a playbook out of Call of Duty.
But also Call of Duty's is $50 for a year. This season pass.
Yo,
Black Ops 3.
after was it Black Ops 3? No,
I
I don't think I bought any Call. I didn't buy any DLC
pack?
for Black Ops 2. I think it was after Modern Warfare 3. I just said no, I'm not doing it.
Because that first of all, normally they charge you $15
Especially annualized games
for like 3 maps.
Yeah.
So basically they doubling the price.
And one of those maps are probably a rehash.
Yeah, most of the time they're doubling the price of the game. If I pay $60 for a game in November, right? Then I gotta add in January $15, then in May $15, then in August $15, and then in like not August, July, and then like around September another $15, and then that's $60. So I paid $120 for a full game, and then 2 months later I gotta buy another game. That's $60 again.
Yeah, that's
Because
nuts.
the next iteration comes out.
That's nuts, man. I mean,
That is true.
oh,
Spilling your drink, boy.
yeah.
So like this DLC, honestly, man, this DLC shit, it needs to stop or become cheaper because it's just not fair no more.
That's a whole discussion that we should really attack.
I mean, last podcast I wanted to kind of touch about it, but we didn't get to it. But like
We
going back
talked
to
about that.
Mortal Kombat, and I'm not sure if we mentioned the 30 easy fatalities purchased
for
option.
$5.
I mean, I think that's fucking ridiculous. Like that's just
So when you use up your 30 free
you
fatalities,
have to buy another
you
pack
gotta buy
of 30
another pack.
easy achievements. Yeah.
So for 60 fatalities, $10.
Too much.
but it's like, why are they doing that to people? Like, I get it.
But
Like,
why are you playing a game and the game
Right,
has
giving us
fatalities?
everything.
No, and you just want to push one button.
I mean, they're trying to
fatality.
monetize every aspect
of gaming.
Like
They
cheats used to be free. Now they pretty much put that behind a
Yo,
paywall.
listen, the way this is looking now, you paying, you basically, you put in like, you making the game easier, putting it behind a paywall, when back in the day, all you had to do was buy a $49.99 Game Shark, call it a day.
Yeah.
And you have codes for every game. Like, it was the greatest.
Yeah.
but I mean, that's the one thing that's like getting discouraging about gaming. This is like you don't even know what you're getting anymore when you buy it. You don't know if you're getting a half a game in DLC. You don't know if you're getting a full.
But see,
game.
that's the problem with
And
day one
DLC
DLCs. That
later.
to me, day one DLCs, that's already on the disc and
Yeah.
it's there. It should be unlockable, but it's just tacked behind a paywall.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's only really 1 or 2 companies that are to blame for that.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the company to blame because
Anybody who tacks onto it or who's done it is just as eager to
these companies are going to make money regardless, and they spend playing devil's advocate, they spend a significant amount of money trying to get these games out and developed. I mean, some companies that recycle engines like people who come out annualized release companies, they're the worst offenders.
All DLC should be free from them.
But to go back to my point about these companies and the amount of money that they spend, they're gonna monetize everything. They're gonna try to get as much money as possible.
To the
in
next
all of these
release.
projects, but that's what companies do. Like they're in it for the money. They're not in it because they genuinely care about us.
Of course
These
not.
people
It's a
have
job.
kids. Exactly, there's a job. They want to make money. They want to drive nice cars. They have investors. They have ROI. They have to increase at quarter. And really, it's gamers to blame because
Because we support it.
they keep paying for the shit, pre-ordering, the most expensive edition, not even the most expensive, like just like digital games and I guess what do you call it? Like gold edition games where it's just like guaranteed. It's just buying a game with the season pass already attached to it.
But then they did like $80, $89.
Yeah, so I mean, we're creating an expectation. Like they want to see right now. They're like even before then, they were testing how much they can get away with, and they usually did it with like the bigger name titles to get you in the position to where you're comfortable spending $100, no questions asked, right off the bat for a game, so that when it finally does come out. And it's probably not going to be it's not going to be worth $80. They don't care. They already got your money. Mm-hmm. You know, because nobody wants to buy the inferior version, and that's the thing. They try to make you feel like if you haven't ponied up $60 should guarantee you
the whole game,
everything,
the whole game, and DLC, future DLC.
And to me, you know, DLC really shouldn't come out until maybe like 3 months after the game is released. You know, like there should be some kind of barrier. Like I shouldn't see day one releases. Unless, and it's another thing, like, don't give me DLC that just like gives me cosmetics, you know, or like extra modes or something like that. You know, something substantial, like.
But shit,
yeah,
like here's how I feel about DLC. This is just straight, simple, and to the point. Like. Some games deserve DLC. Some games you build a world, and I think if you bought a $60 game and people are requesting more, that's when DLC should be a project that's worked on and done. Yeah. I don't feel like
something like Call of Duty.
Like I don't feel like certain games because you have a nostalgia should automatically come out with DLC, and it's just like, it's really unfair. And it's like what's saddening to me is that developers are making games. Half of games with the intention
with DLC in mind already.
It with DLC in mind already, saying that you paid $60, but here you like my game, so I'm going to charge you more.
You mean kind of like Destiny?
Yeah, I mean you're penalized pretty much. You're taxed for liking something a lot,
like Destiny.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I think that's really unfair. Like that's really discouraging gamers, and you know, not everyone has money to go out and purchase DLC right away. Like, and then they make it to a margarine now, where it's like, if you're playing Destiny, for example, and you don't have the DLC, it's like, yo, you're a bum. Why are you playing this game? Like,
and now you're locked out. You can't play with your friends.
And nobody should have to feel like that. Like,
and that's a mechanic that definitely came over from the free-to-play movement over in mobile. Where it's always about making, and you know, it's about making you feel like you have,
like you need to buy
the lesser version, unless you have upgraded to, you know, the season pass and then have the most complete version. Like it's always, this seems like they're doing. It's like a psychological test, an experiment, where they know how to push people's emotional buttons. Like if you know you're not getting the most complete one, then you gotta run out and go get. You gotta run out and buy it. You know.
Alright, and I'll be honest, I don't mind DLC. Like, I don't. I'm going to be honest to developers, to myself.
If it's worth it, though.
It has to be really hard on DLC. Like, if you're going to give me DLC and you're going to charge me $20 for DLC, or, you know what I mean? You're only tacking on to an engine at a game, but you already built, you rendered up. It's easy for you to just add a new map, a new layer, and you know, put some content, a little voice dialogue, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right? But you got to make this a grander thing than what it is now. Like,
they're asking for a lot of fucking money.
It's like Call of Duty, for instance, right? You paying $15 to $20 for DLC for 3 maps,
and like one gun.
So you're charging me almost between $5 to $8 a map.
Yeah.
For a map.
Yeah.
One map.
That probably had an evolve.
That probably took you like 15 minutes to make.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
Again, one of those maps are probably a rehash.
One of those maps, one or two of those
maps came out in maybe 2 or 3 games ago.
And all you did was relayer it with textures.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Yeah. It's the laziest thing ever.
Right? And it's just like, you're charging me so much money.
Yeah.
Now,
packs from those games should be free.
Maybe if you did that, I want, okay, fine, I'll buy a stupid DLC, I'll buy 8 maps, but then give me something, give me an incentive. Say, you know, throw us a bone, devs. Like, that's what I'm asking for. Throw us a bone.
Give us new guns.
Yeah, give us a lot more than what we're getting. Like, even if it's stupid cosmetic stuff, or all of that should be in one instead of separate. You understand what I'm saying? Then it would make more people more eager to buy DLC.
Yeah.
without feeling like they have to get this and then this separate, or they want this gun skin pack. Why don't you, if you're gonna come out with the Ravage map pack, but then you're gonna charge me for the Ravage skin set separately, then that's like, come on, like you're double fucking us. Like you might as well just give us it all in one, and stop trying to get the most out of nothing. Because me as a gamer, and I'm saying this to whoever is a dev or whoever works in the industry, maybe might hear this, that I don't have a problem with it. It's just make it worth it. Make it worth it.
It definitely has been worth it. Few examples of DLC that has been worth it, and it's just two that popped in my head. One was Red Dead Redemption's Undead Nightmare.
Yes,
that was awesome, and also Far Cry 3's Blood Dragon. Did you play that?
Yes, I did. Yeah, it
was like that 80s throwback movie.
I want to add one more into that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sure we're exact on.
Shiro Gorath.
Oblivion.
Shivering Isles.
Shivering Isles.
Yes. Great. That was really good DLC.
Great freaking DLC.
Like you guys have been talking about this Oblivion, man. I might have to fire up the Xbox 360, blow the dust off.
Shivering Isles,
and go get that game.
Don't we have the disc? We have the disc that has like the full content, right? Might as well just give you that. It's on. When I tell you, Shivering Isles
looks like a whole new game.
It was like a whole new game for $15 when it came out, son.
But like it really was, and it was like a whole new game that was cooler than the original game. Like it was just like if
that
you started with
that was worth the DLC.
That was DLC.
I don't even know if it was 15. Might have been. It was $15.
Like $14, $15 when it came out.
Oh my
and they
God.
was packaging it for people who didn't have the game priorly. So
and then you was getting the year edition was $60.
And you was getting like the whole thing, everything. Like you get what I'm saying? And I don't mind stuff like that. Like I said, you guys did stuff like that.
But I shouldn't have to wait a year or 2 years to get that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? The day that DLC comes out, it should be already packaged.
Yeah. I mean, and I wonder if that repackaging has to do with like them remarketing the game in other territories that get it later. But going back to those two, the two examples I gave and the one that you gave, where it kind of took like the existing universe and kind of like twisted it on its head a little bit. They already built the engine. They just put a couple filters on it, like in regards of Blood Dragon, like it kind of kept the same formula, but it added like a nuclear T-Rex,
a fantasy thing.
It was like they took the world of Far Cry and they just put a fantasy life on the game and they changed it to something new.
Well, you know who did that too? Borderlands.
Borderlands started with fair DLC, and now it's straight fuckery like everyone else.
No, but the DLC, remember the one where you fight the skeletons? And
yeah. That was real good. Tiny Tina, that was DLC. That was
I like the Borderlands universe. I guess whenever they come out with Borderlands 3, I think I'm going to sign up for that day one instead of waiting as long as I do.
I don't know, man. I think Borderlands lost its appeal. The game is the same game from the first one. Like all the classes are the same.
I mean, you gotta understand why they did that, and I'm not mad because Borderlands had a good system running from the start. So how they had went and did everything that they wanted to do. I'm not saying change it. Everyone would complain,
but add. No. You don't change. You add. Remember, if it's not broken, you don't fix it, right?
But adding to something that can break it as well.
No. But you still got 4 classes in the first game, but then you come and you bring the same 4 classes with different characters in the next game. So it's like I'm playing the same game. You can use the same builds pretty much. Like it was really no different.
Yeah, it could have been partly, them trying to bring in, new people into the franchise. Because again, obviously, this is a business. These guys are out to make money. You want the most people on the tent as possible.
The way I say it though, if you really want to bring new people into it, then you just package the old game with it for like an extra $5 because that's all your game is worth at that point.
I guess.
If you really want to do that, if you really want people to play the back one,
the steep word. But
no, because by that time, most games you go to GameStop, you get them for $5.
Get some old
it all depends. It all depends on the game, and that's another thing, man. Like, I don't even want to get on used games, man. You know how I feel about used games.
I feel the same way. I'm just saying you could get them for $5. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just wait for a PlayStation Flash deal and get them for $1. Right now, Shabak is sticking up his middle finger to the Final Fantasy XX2 HD remaster on the store.
For like the 5th time.
Fuck that game.
Yo, you know what else? Devs or Sony or whoever needs to start doing? When I buy a game and that game has a theme, I should be getting that theme
for free
as a package for buying that game.
That's another thing, like adding value to the game. You think about all the resources that go into making games. I never understood why game soundtracks, especially like the games that have good soundtracks, like if I buy the game, why am I not getting the soundtrack for free?
Word.
Why am I not getting access to that? Like this kind of like keeps stuff going. Like it's kind of like you're immersing yourself in the game. So let's say I download the game,
and I gotta order the soundtrack from the company.
It gives me no, you gotta buy it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
From iTunes or Google Play Store.
Yeah.
It should either give me a code, just kind of like how like when you buy a movie, you get the HD version, you get the DVD, you get the Blu-ray or the Blu-ray.
But now with Sony's what's that thing called? I forgot. Sony got a music app.
PS Music. Everything is PlayStation.
Spotify. There you go.
No, it's PlayStation Music with Spotify.
Yeah. So now you should just be able to download this and then play it like the soundtrack while you playing the game. Like.
According to your own, preference. So,
if they're doing that, then that's what you should be.
No, I mean, like if you buy a game.
Yeah, I know you should get the song, like the soundtrack for free
to the soundtrack.
Same thing I said with the theme.
That's a small way to add value.
Also, player avatars.
Yes, it should come with games. But again, this is all about them monetizing every single.
Yeah, you want $60 for the game. You want $2.99 for your theme. Mm-hmm. You want $2.99 for your avatar. Then you want like $13 for your soundtrack.
And again, like this always goes back to what you're willing to pay for. It costs them pretty much nothing to put the stuff on the PlayStation Store for you to buy. So it's just like, all right,
free money for them.
Let's just put this here and see how long it takes for somebody to push buy. And I mean, honestly, they could do it in perpetuity. Especially with the caliber of like default avatar icons they give you on PlayStation. Like it's just like, and they've been like, it's the same avatar since
from
PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
And they were like, that was like a shit show. Like you see some of these little icons, like that.
Look at mine right here. Mine is a little RPG cleric chick.
Yeah,
like,
I got mine free, and I don't even know what game it's from.
Yeah, I custom did mine.
Yeah.
You got that looks like a Mortal Kombat character or something.
Nah, I don't know where he's from. I just know I got it for free.
Hideo Inuwa, guys. Rival Schools. Greatest character of all time.
I love Rival Schools, B. As a matter of fact, that's another game we're going to put on the list.
Yo, if you can get that, I will play that.
It's probably mad fucking expensive.
Endlessly.
Or you know what they should do as like an incentive so people actually play the games complete?
Yeah.
Like, don't necessarily give the themes and stuff for free, but if you platinum the game or something like that, have it as an unlock.
Yeah.
Give me something for platinuming your game.
Also,
spending platinum games takes a lot of time, guys. I mean, I think anybody supporting you that much to devote that much time to your stuff.
Especially since some trophies, you got to beat games 3 times.
Yeah.
To get the platinum.
Right, so let me ask you a question. At this point, with as long as trophies and achievements have been around, do you really give a fuck about trophies at this point?
Not really, but on certain games, you want to feel like you accomplished it all.
Yeah.
Especially like for me, like RPGs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the trophies be ridiculous. Like I was looking at the trophies for, like I said, I started playing Kingdom Hearts, right? The 2.5, but I have the 1.5, right? Now, Kingdom Hearts 1 has a trophy. You got to do a speed run. You got to beat the game in 15 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But that like completely negates the point of playing an RPG because then you're not exploring nothing.
Yeah.
You're running from boss to boss to boss to boss to boss.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just stupid. That shouldn't even be a trophy in there. But now, if I'm gonna waste my time to beat a game, to do that, I should have an incentive to.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. Why can't I unlock Sora, Donald, or Goofy as an avatar?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've always been a big fan of especially because I play a lot of sandbox games.
And you want to complete all the shit, right?
You do, and the achievements, trophies, it kind of makes some of that shit unattainable, especially online achievements. Online achievements kind of make some games you're just not gonna achieve. It's just you just gotta accept the fact that you're just
not gonna get
it. Especially if you don't have a lot of time to play, and sometimes you don't want to play online.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know. What was I gonna say? Keys to the City mode, which is what you were able to buy as DLC for the original Crackdown. And Kings of the City, if I want to generate 1,000 barrels, and then blow them up. I can do that if I want to quick after I beat the game. If I want to quick level up, to the highest level, and add super jump is like cheats basically. But
mods,
basically. Where PC, they enjoy a lot of that shit for free. Like some guy with a lot of time on his hand puts it out, and thousands of people download it, and they ain't gotta give a fucking dime. Console, it's not the case. You gotta pay for every fucking thing. So you got a captive audience that a gun in your head. And if you want to have fun, you gotta give them money, and that's just a fucking abusive relationship. So. Yeah. But mod tools do something. That's what I said. When I go back to those examples of what I consider good DLC, where it's like it kind of took the existing game and took it into a different direction to kind of add a little bit of level replayability. And every game is not going to be the same. Like I don't want to fight aliens and I don't want to fight zombies in fucking Call of Duty anymore. But what if it took it to if it made like a crime drama, like kind of where like
Hardline. Like
kind of like Battlefield Hardline, but it's DLC. It's not the full game. Like, you still get a Battlefield game. So everybody who wants to play
so something about kind of like how I guess Forza did it with the Fast and Furious crap.
Something like that. And I know that there was some kind of a story there. But again, like racing car games,
it's not
everything. Racing car games are only good to buy the first year new consoles release because you want to see what the new hardware can do. After that, I mean, for me.
Yeah, there's no point in getting those.
Yeah, what's funny? Racing games used like Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit, and all that. Like
that shit used to be fun.
Those was like the go-to games to play.
Aaron, I remember your father would not get off fucking the Need for Speed with the Underground, right?
Oh, Underground.
I couldn't get off of that game. That had to have been one of the greatest racing games of all time.
But then racing just fell off.
Granted, that Fast and the Furious kind of twist on it.
It was great.
It just came out at that time. It was dope. I did my car a little bit. I bought the game. I think I sold it.
You know what?
At some point.
I think about it to this day. I probably never spent more time on a racing game.
Yeah.
Like those were great. Like I honestly, anytime I play one now, I kind of live it up to those expectations, and no one seems to meet it.
Yeah, and that wasn't a simulator. It was kind of like an arcade.
It was an arcade game.
Yeah, but you got to customize your vehicle. It was all about customizing your vehicle, but not like getting down to switching different gear ratio. Like it wasn't like.
Yeah, it only started.
But you want to know the sad part? It's had they done that style and came up with that game now, do great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are making car games now are like, fuck, Fast and the Furious just sold $1 billion. We need to align ourselves a little more with that franchise, and I guarantee you're going to see
I think that's why
actiony.
I think that's why Microsoft came out with the Forza Fast and
Furious.
But
Forza's not going to do it.
No, to me, that's kind of like a marketing thing, right?
Yeah,
the game was already in development. It's just something to do. Like Forza. Actually, I thought the Crew was going to be a little bit like that, where you're driving around different places and doing missions and stunts, kind of like Fast and Furious. But I don't know, it wasn't like that.
Well, the Crew actually, all that talk that they had, the Crew actually came out and bombed.
Well, yeah, nobody. It came and went. Like that was it.
It didn't even feel like it came.
Well,
so, I mean, nobody talked about that game ever.
The Crew was one of those project games, man, and I keep telling people that shit don't work. Had they just done the smart thing, like Need for Speed lately, they come up with all these Need for Speed, but they know that's not what anybody wants.
And we have a faithful Need for Speed.
If they let's say they really put out Need for Speed Underground 3, right? Made it more technical like Forza, but kept it Need for Speed Underground and the street life racing.
Probably so.
You probably gonna get your wish. I'm telling you. Need for Speed Underground is probably gonna be resurrected.
Yeah. You know what got me is they had great soundtracks in the game. Mm-hmm. The scenery was good. The racing mechanics were decent. You understand? It was just overall a good experience. And when you got to the pinnacle of being, I gotta race that driver who nobody beats to get his pink slip, it just felt good. You know what I mean? Yeah. They were never easy feats. And I just felt like you had such a cash cow, you just decided to stop.
Yeah.
But that's what they do.
I think it kind of ran its course.
Yeah,
even with the
no, because they redid it and they made Need for Speed Most Wanted. It was the one about cops and robbers and cops and then Hot Pursuit. We didn't want Hot Pursuit again.
Yeah. I mean that game came out of the excitement around Fast and the Furious, and when the movie popularity kind of waned. The game probably waned, and they tried to take it in another direction.
Because the popularity didn't pick back up until after 5. 5 and 6.
After 4, it started getting interesting, and then 5 came, and then I was
But
just like,
there were good titles that did cross games, like cross between both worlds. Like there were games that interest me that they stopped making. What happened to Getaway?
yeah, they were supposed to come out with another one of that. I mean, I think that's just one of those things.
Getaway went away.
I think that's one of the
Getaway
games
was great. I never played it back.
where it's like it in its time, it was good.
Can you imagine a reboot for that?
Supposedly there was one supposedly coming, but it just never came out.
Yeah, this gen reboot of Getaway would be monstrous.
Well,
Yeah.
this is back to the PS2 days, so we'll see if we actually get all these games back.
Yeah, and again, like something like a Grand Theft Auto kind of like for those type of games where it's like it kind of gives you kind of aspects of what an action driving game could be. Like Grand Theft Auto kind of pulls it off.
Yeah,
You know, because
okay.
that kind of wanted to do almost like photorealistic graphics, and then like it was very adult concept, high end, high octane,
Budget.
thriller type
Yeah.
game. I don't know. I don't know why the Getaway failed to be released. Getaway 2. I don't know.
Like for example, I love Grand Theft Auto, I love Rockstar, but
Mhm.
they could be outdone.
They could.
Yeah, I'd love to see it because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you want to know what it is? You want to know what saves Rockstar? Their budget.
I don't think so.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I think it's the
Give-
design.
I think
it's
you give
the concepts.
anyone the money
For the concept
and the
is not
time
hard.
that Rockstar does to make a game like Grand Theft
I
Auto.
don't think so.
Saints Row didn't
I
have
don't think
anywhere
so.
near the
There's
budget.
something. There's
Two,
something.
and
But
almost
look
came
at
on smack Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah.
Nowhere near. No.
I
No.
mean, like to me, as an overall game, I
The
thought Grand
concept-
Theft Auto 4 was garbage.
Three was Saints Row 3 was good because they didn't try to be exactly like Grand Theft Auto, like the first one and maybe the second one was trying to be.
This is what I'm trying to say.
It was its own game. It was open world. Like you just got to start with the concept of open world and then just do your own thing. But don't try to be Grand Theft Auto.
But it
But that's
never,
what they did with
ever.
Get Out of Hell and all that, and then look how it turned out.
But
Yes, they
at
went
that
too
point,
far.
but think about it like this: it was
It went too
it
far.
was the rehash of DLC that was supposed to come out for part 3,
And they packaged it as a whole game.
and they packaged it as a whole
That's
fucking
so
game.
fucked up.
Yeah.
That is so messed up, yo.
And again, that company's financial issue, so maybe money has something to do with it, but you can't say money can buy you this level of authenticity and everything.
No, it can't. But it sure as hell get you close as hell.
I don't
Right.
think so.
And
I don't think money equals.
Grand Theft Auto can be outdone. So
It can be.
it can.
I'm not saying it will never be.
I mean, in a realistic world, it's probably not gonna happen. But
No, I mean, listen. Nobody has a hot streak forever. You know, like you look at Pixar. Pixar has like they're probably like the best as far as like
Yeah,
digital animation.
Even
But
they have sucky movies.
They have some sucky, like this new one that's coming out with the multiple personalities thing. I mean, they might surprise you, might be good, but
Probably not.
I think it sucks. I don't even know if that's Pixar. Is that Pixar or is that DreamWorks?
I have no clue.
I thought I saw a Disney logo on there somewhere. But again, like there's ways to do open world. You know,
No, definitely. But like, there's not a lot of people that would even tap into open world because I think they're scared.
I mean it is. I mean these games require a lot of time. They
A
require
lot of effort. That's
a lot of data
money
and
too.
a
A
lot
lot
of
of money.
research.
A lot of again, like a lot of you have to to create a world that operates like the real world does and reacts to your actions and the actions of characters and like that's a hard fucking thing to do.
It is.
I completely agree.
They've heard that.
Yeah.
But let's. I don't know. I mean, maybe I just have a big imagination, but I feel like a lot more people can do it, and a lot more people can do it a lot more interesting. Like,
Yeah, to me, I think that's the one thing I don't like about Grand Theft Auto. I'm sorry, like the whole open world thing is fine. Like, there's so many games that have it now, but I just think to me the game is just. I don't know what it is, yo. It doesn't.
like I'll be honest
it gets
with you.
dull real quick.
I can't relate to the Grand Theft Auto Online experience. As cool as the idea and the premise is, like, it's just one of those things. If you don't have a fuck ton of friends playing, it's not fun.
Yeah.
But with that being said, their single player experience to me, I always felt like was top notch. The dialogue was always good. Like, it always felt like a high octane movie if you were just going mission to mission and really taking your time, especially Grand Theft Auto 5 and experiencing, you know what I mean, the games. Even for
I'm just driving by somebody right now and they're fucking having a shootout.
Even 4 minutes.
Okay, this is online. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Even 4 minutes should do that good. Like, you know, regardless of me not caring so much for Nico Bellic and, you know, the characters, the game overall did its thing.
Yeah.
I do feel like if you was able to put like maybe a Fast and Furious type story into its own Grand Theft Auto game, it would shut this up badly.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Like, especially where they are now, like it's globetrotting. It's, you know, they're involved.
Well, no, we're talking about if they just stuck like California or whatever. Because you can't really make a game globetrotting like this. You're gonna be building big worlds, not even just cities.
I don't know.
And that's just gonna take up a lot.
Yeah.
The most amazing thing I've seen though out of this gen was how they set up this 3 character thing. I thought that was cool. Like,
yeah, I didn't know how it was gonna work.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard about that, I was like, oh man, this is gonna suck.
No man, but this is the coolest shit.
I just thought it would be jarring, like to switch between 3 different characters, especially in the middle of the mission. You know, sometimes some of the missions are tense, but you know the pacing was right on the game. Everything pulled off flaws.
Yeah. That's what's sickening me.
But see, that's the thing though. Rockstar
See, look, completely doing something completely random. Like,
Rockstar does get. Like,
I've never seen that actually.
They do get a big budget for this game, so
Yeah, but you know they
have hundreds of developers on.
They have a talented crew. They are a big company, Rockstar itself, not Take-Two, and they know what they're doing with their product, and they stay true to their product all the time, and they take their time on their product.
See, that's the problem with a lot of other developers.
They don't take as much time.
They rush their games out.
Yeah,
they do 2 to 3 like years max, and even if the game's not ready, they'll ship it and then they'll fix it afterwards.
Look at how they're whoring out Call of Duty. Like that shit, every year a game has to come out.
You know, I don't even.
They got three dev teams.
I don't blame that on Activision or like Infinity Wards and Treyarch Hall. You know what I blame that on?
People will play it
on us. Because every year we go back.
But you gotta understand, I would blame it on gamers, and then I can't.
You know what? You have to blame
I feel
it on
like
gamers.
this.
You know why?
I'm gonna tell you.
Back in PS2, you got one shooter 1 year. You didn't get no shooters for the next 5 years. You played that one shooter that whole 5 years.
That's not true, son.
It
I
is.
wish I could say
I know people who played SOCOM for like the whole PS2
I
era.
like the best one. Like, there wasn't many.
There were RPGs coming out like every 2 seconds on PlayStation 2 era. Because that was where
yeah, but it wasn't.
That was where the big budget money. Like everybody, think about all the developers who were chasing Final Fantasy.
Manhunt?
Manhunt?
Yeah, I just thought about that for some reason. Who the fuck is Manhunt, Rockstar? I would love to see that now.
I don't know. I don't know if. I mean, I would love to see another one come out. I actually want to play the original.
Yeah, Manhunt was good, man.
I don't know why I stayed away from that one. I don't know why.
It was great though. Like I wasn't even into like silent espionage games.
I think that's one of the only Rockstar series I haven't.
But like it was really, really good. Like it was a clean game, solid mechanics, felt good play, looked good at the time. Like still doesn't even look as bad now.
Yeah, maybe I gotta give up on that one.
Yeah.
Nah, but I don't know when they started this yearly franchise shit. I think Modern Warfare started.
It's money, man. Like they know, like especially I think it was definitely Call of Duty.
It was Modern Warfare that started it.
Yeah,
because it didn't happen with the original Call of Duty.
No, they weren't coming out every year. They were not coming out every year. And then all of a sudden, it just started like the floodgates open. It was like, oh well, let's make this like that.
It was Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 2.
Like that.
Then I think it was Black Ops. Then Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 2.
As a gamer, if they come out with good ones every year, I don't see no reason not to buy it. Because we don't really get it.
Yeah, but then what did we get? What did we get 2 years ago? We got Ghost. That crap. Ghost was trash.
I mean, I think people were kind of at that point like they wanted to see something new. There was new consoles out, and
what they gave us? They gave us a dog.
There was a.
That's what they gave us. They gave us a dog, an animated dog.
There was a conscious, effort by gamers like, we bought a new console, we want new shit. I don't want to play this old shit no more.
No, but that's another thing. Like, we do want to play new shit.
And then next year we went out and bought the same old shit.
So how is the same game working on a lesser console?
Like, this is how I feel about Call of Duty, period. if they're gonna make one every year, at least each different franchise that makes it should make a significantly way different game than the other.
No, it's not even that.
Or at least a different feel or style to it.
Each different. If technically they have 3 years in between each, right? Because it's Activision's Treyarch and it's the new team, correct? So now they each got 3 years. They each should be using a different engine. They should be using their own custom engines.
That's what I was saying. Dramatically different game experiences.
They should not be all using the same engines, because then we technically getting the same game.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why you feel
getting to reskin the game.
And that's why you feel like
and
that.
then some different mechanics.
Battlefield does the same shit, which is bad.
Yeah, but Battlefield's no better. It's like,
but they're following that. They're following the same formula. It's just like
all the yearly franchises. Assassin's Creed does the same thing.
Think about everything. Anything that's big business that makes money, like rap, movies, video games. Like once they find a formula that people are like to spend money
at that moment,
they'll just pump out variations of it. You know,
that's
DC versus Marvel. Fucking Lil Wayne and Young Thug. Yeah, like it's just. They keep rehashing the same shit over and over, repackaging and rehashing the same shit over and over again. Because they know people gonna buy it. And 9 times out of 10, you're right, it's our fault, gamers' fault, because we keep paying for the same shit over and over.
Now, I'm looking at your cash. Why do you have $600 million?
This is story mode.
Oh, I was about to say. I thought you was just online.
Yo, and it's funny because on Xbox I have $2.1 billion.
Cheap.
I did no. There's no cheap. This is doing the assassination missions after I finished the game.
Oh, okay.
I did the same exact thing, exactly like I was supposed to do it on this one, and that's the amount of money I wanted up with. I don't know what the fuck happened. Did you go back and play single player on?
Oh no.
Did you do less missions maybe, or you did the exact
I did
same
everything.
amount?
I did everything. Did everything.
Wait, so you had just bought this and you already did everything?
Did you invest money in any of the stocks differently than last time?
You need to play a different game, Doc.
That affects it.
But when you say put money on, you talking about assassination missions? That's the only thing that counts. The only thing that counts is the last score. Mm-hmm. I didn't buy any weapons. I didn't buy nothing. Like last time I bought weapons, cars. I was going crazy. And I still made out with $2.1 billion.
And this one you only made $5
million.
million.
I think they did something to the stock market.
He's
way
under.
I don't know.
Well, you're only semi-rich then. It's okay.
Yeah, I only got $598 million instead of the 2.1 I would have had. Like I don't even want to.
So instead of Bill Gates, you're Donald Trump. It's okay. We get it.
Yeah. But again, what more can you do? You buy more guns, you buy more ammo, you pay your way out of the hospital.
I don't know, man. But gaming is taking a weird turn right now. So
yeah, we didn't even talk about HoloLens. We're almost at time.
Well, HoloLens just had a.
That's right. Let's we can run it a little long on this podcast. I mean,
we can finish up. Our next one's gonna be short.
Let's see what the next tech.
It was just yesterday. What was it called?
No, it's been going on this week. It's Microsoft's build conference.
Yeah, the build conference.
They were talking about Windows 10. They were talking about what can they do for developers. They're through Visual Studio Code or whatever the next Visual Basic development environment is. You can take your iOS, your Android apps, and then easily port it over to Windows because the compiler reads all your code and it's able to move everything over. So if you're a developer and you want your footprint in multiple stores, you just port your Windows mobile phone app, you port your Android or iPhone app over and it'll easily convert to Windows Phone. That's a big deal for them because
that's gonna be used.
A lot. There's no extra real. I'm pretty sure there's like some tweaks that you gotta do to make your app, optimize, the code on it. But it seems like they're finding ways to lessen the barrier for those people. So if your coding environment is Java, and you like Java, and kind of like how you can, like my brother, when we did the game that we worked on, he primarily coded in Java, ported it over to Android, and then took the Android code and ported it over to iOS. That way we were able to run on multiple systems. Now it's just kind of like they're taking a lot of the guesswork in a lot of that, and then now it's easier to kind of bring all the existing software and push it over to this stuff. And also what they're doing is unifying their store, kind of how Apple does it. Is you buy it on one thing, you got your stuff is everywhere. As far as like their mobile is concerned, So if you buy Angry Birds on your phone, it's on your iPad. But now with this, you buy whatever game on your Xbox, it's on your PC, it's on your phone, you know, if it runs like that, or on your tablet. So it kind of like expands the devices that tap into, you know, Windows Store.
That might be one of the only good things I've heard from Microsoft in the last year.
I mean, they've gone in a radically different direction. They're a little bit more open than they used to be. Like before, it was like, you know, fuck you, our source code is our source code.
It's because now there's competition out there.
There's all these barriers. I mean, they kind of have to do it. Like they're a big, top-heavy company, and they kind of, you know, that like Windows is not, even though it's a preference, it's not a necessity anymore.
Not no more. Nope. Not after the last two Windows failed.
No operating system is a necessity. The only thing people really need is a fucking browser.
Mm-hmm. And you know,
everything can be done with a browser, and Google kind of knows that, and that's why they've been in the forefront of just moving everything. Pretty much all they want to sell you is a screen with access to a browser and a keyboard, and then everything else is access to the internet. You know, because you know their preference is you don't need software. We need dedicated software for everything. Works in the cloud. Everything works, you know, via the internet. And that's all you're gonna fucking need. You know,
that's true.
At a certain point.
That's true.
You know?
But yeah, you really don't need an operating system at this point.
Computers are such that everything's so connected, like you don't need it done locally.
Yep.
Ideally. You don't need it done.
And since Google got the search engine on Smash.
Yeah, I mean,
it's pretty much finished because don't know when I know you thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the same. Searching and searching, but, you know, my preference is just Google. It finds,
of course,
you know, it finds websites faster. But anyway, let's talk about HoloLens. Let's talk about any kind of VR. Let's talk about that.
We can even talk about this trash Fantastic Four.
And we're not even getting into that. It's not even worth mentioning. And how we would like it to, you know, intersect with gaming, and how we'd like it to change it or add to it, and how we think it's going to fail, or the potential for it to fail.
Well, from what I read today, a couple of people got to test it. They actually got to test it because in January, I don't think Microsoft was letting anybody touch it.
They were probably letting a select group of people test it.
And everything I heard was pretty much bad.
I mean, I've read a lot of the same articles, and I mean, while there are questions as to what the intended use is for and how it can benefit people, I don't think anybody remotely said it was. You know, anybody said it was bad. Just that it's just the end game. Like
what's the end game?
This like what could it possibly be for in a day-to-day use? Like a lot of the stuff that they seen is kind of gimmicky.
Yeah, even like all right, a lot of people. Fanboys, I'm just gonna put it out there. Fanboys are expecting this to turn the tides with Project Morpheus, right? But again, from what I read today, it seems like this has absolutely hardly nothing to do with gaming at all.
No, it's primarily a Windows hardware device.
Yeah, but like I said, the fanboys thought that this was going to be some next new thing.
You're limited down to just consoles. Like, I don't really even care about that. Like,
but that's what we're talking about. Like me, I'm not going to use the HoloLens for everyday life.
Yeah, again, you know.
I'm talking about the HoloLens as in a general, like, piece of machinery. Yeah. It's stupid. Like, I mean, it looks cool. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, and again, like they said,
like, how can you see like someone in a corporate building using it, or you in your household?
Yeah, can you really see like let's say people at your office? Can you really see 50 people walking around with that shit on their head? I don't know.
No, at this current point in time, no. But I said the same thing about iPads. You know, and those things are everywhere now. Tablets in general. It was like, what the fuck do you need it for? Like, what's
but walking around
what's the operative use?
Like a female or somebody walking around with a tablet in your purse and walking around with a head-mounted display in your face. It's completely different.
I don't know if it's, you know, its use and application would be for you to walk around with. I don't think it's going to be for Google Glass. I think it's, from what I've gathered from it so far, it's just an extension of the operating system, not just centered around a screen in the room.
Yeah, it can be centered on
It can be anything. And as far as the gaming application, like
there's
again,
pretty much
augmented reality. I think it's the half step on the way to like complete immersion in like a virtual setting.
I think it actually takes you out of the game more.
I mean, that's yet to be debated. Like that's one of those things.
Again, it's a different approach. Like
you have to sit and experience it, and it has to be like real fine tuned for it to even be useful. Like that's one of those things where like you can't even have this discussion because nobody knows. And that's one of those things.
Well, that's not true. Nobody don't know because, again, people tested it today.
They tested what? What did they test? How
And
they
they-
tested it?
and again, you said that they said it. What did they say something about it?
Like,
it's
all
like,
right,
no
they said the voice commands work,
Okay.
but like, let's say they said that the demos that Microsoft showed was complete fake,
Okay.
completely. Like none of it worked the way they showed it working in the videos in January.
What did they show?
They showed so much. Like they
Well,
showed
the
do a lot of
videos,
things.
the videos in January they showed like the Minecraft thing on a table and all that other stuff, and it was that's just not what it does.
I mean,
Those are concept ideas.
No, but they showing you that is what it looked like it already did.
I've read articles around when they first announced the thing, and they said it did work like it was supposed
That's
to.
what I'm saying.
Like they said, you can turn your head, you can look, and it's like Minecraft is directly in front of you. Again, like you gotta send me this article. I gotta see what they were talking about, because it doesn't sound like it's very specific as to what. Like if they say it didn't look real or the resolution was off.
No, that's one thing that they said. The resolution of the HoloLens is great, actually.
What does it do? Like,
It's
how do you see yourself?
The interaction with it is not good.
I mean, again,
how do you see yourself using it? It's just a stupid concept. Like you put on a pair of glasses and look, I can look at my calendar with a pair of glasses and a 3D display. Why can't you just get a regular free calendar?
And again,
I feel the same.
If we're thinking about how people currently use technology now, I mean that kind of does the potential of the device.
Like, let me ask you a question. All right, how would you think it would work for gaming? Because that's
how
really
I think it would work for gaming. Like maybe
multiplayer.
I mean multiplayer. I mean again, knowing how devs work and how they try to integrate and stuff, they don't know what the fuck to do with it yet.
But again, there's only so much you can do because it's augmented reality. It's not virtual reality, so you're not going to be immersed in the world. So the most you can do is, like, let's say you're playing a shooter, you can get your stats off screen. Well, who cares about that when I'm going to be looking at the screen? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get the players running around in virtual reality because from what I read today, it can't handle more than a basketball-sized thing. Like a thing that's like the size of a basketball.
Now, because again, and then you don't know if all the processing is being done in the unit and not.
It is because it's untethered.
That doesn't mean anything. Wireless signals can be processed.
That's true,
Yeah.
but then you're going to get lag, input lag, and all that other stuff.
It all depends on proximity, and the protocol that you're using, whether you're using Bluetooth, whether you're using, and maybe again they could be using some protocol that they didn't even fucking know about.
Yeah, but what is it going to do when we get it?
Probably what they say it's going to do. Again, you don't know unless you used it in the context of which, unless you've used it. Like you're not going to know. Everything right now is just like hearsay from other people. And
but I read like 3 articles today, and they all pretty much said the same thing.
that it's unproven, not that it fucking sucked. Because I looked at
one said it fucking sucked, but the other 2 still said that the voice commands worked fine. The resolution was fine, but like pressing things that didn't work right, or like just in general.
I wouldn't hold that against it because we've seen demos with
because
consoles that have been out.
But the way Microsoft
for years and the shit don't work.
But the way Microsoft portrayed it already in the 2 videos that we've seen, they show it looking like it works all the time.
I mean, they've had demo videos, but they've already said that this is like something they're experimenting with. This is not like it's nowhere near consumer level ready. So I mean, there's any technology, there's gonna be fucking bugs.
And then again, expect this to cost.
Again, every product released over the last, as long as there's been a fucking internet, has been an imperfect product.
That's a problem, bro.
Yeah. But that's just software development in general.
Alright.
Devs getting lazy.
My thing is, with this being said, for the price point that this thing is probably going to come out, which is going to be retarded.
$500 to $700, son.
That HoloLens, as it is right now, is not going to be what's going to be released.
No, that's
for
what
consoles. Cheaper product.
For consoles. I'm not saying.
Now, let's forget about consoles. Let's forget about, like, we're talking in general. Do you think that price point justifies the means? Like, it's just, it doesn't. Like, even if it came out at $300, that's still too much money for nothing.
But again, for a company like Microsoft,
holographic displays.
Yeah,
that's what
for a company like Microsoft, them coming out with a pet project, the amount of patents and research data that will be generated just from creating something like that, for them, like that's worth it. To us, we don't see the value, but for them, did you see the camera array? What is this?
No, this is your favorite VG chart site, son.
Yeah, but this is
there's a link right here.
This is a discussion.
There's a link right
to
here.
a YouTube video. Okay. Whose YouTube video is that?
I'm just showing you. But see, the Verge impression of HoloLens. Great screen, but demos are so far basically a lie.
Okay.
Man, I don't go by shit like that. I don't know who this dude is.
You gonna see the
Verge. I want to see the music.
Alright, we'll watch that offline. But again,
this is the one they showed in January, remember?
this is old. I've seen this already.
Yeah. This is from yesterday.
This is from yesterday.
Yes.
This looks like the one that came out.
He feels just as finished as Project Morpheus. This is yesterday's drama.
That's yesterday's drama.
Amazingly aware of what's actually around there. If you have an origami ball, then you can watch it.
See how it changes that one view of thing?
And it will hit a couch and bounce off that. And it's just really incredible what you can pick up. It's still not really clear how people are going to interact with it. As soon as you want to start getting close to it or
Alright, turn it on.
actually looking at it, you're stuck doing the air tap again.
Again, just looking at that briefly, it's early. Like they don't even. I'm pretty sure they don't even know how they're gonna use it.
Off HoloLens. That's not even a real thing you could put in.
All right, but it's a broader context.
Yeah. Like Morpheus. Do you think that Morpheus is gonna be a successful project?
Depends on the software.
So then, to that same extent, I mean, HoloLens.
No, but Morpheus specifically for gaming. There's nothing else you can do with that.
But who's to say that augmented reality is not the better way to go?
It could be used for movies in the future.
You want to be more immersed or less immersed in games?
I mean, that's relative. Like some people would think like stuff popping around in their environment that they can interact with.
But
it's
more
more immersive than just being able to see shit on your peripheral.
Nah, because then you actually feel like you're in the world where you can turn 360 degrees and that tree still stays there. See, with the HoloLens, that tree is going to move with your vision.
But again, it's augmented, so it's not like you can't, like it wouldn't be able to project on your entire,
because it doesn't have a 360 view.
Not 360. It probably got a 270 because I'm pretty sure Oculus doesn't have 360. It draws as you turn around, though. Just like any other game.
Yeah. When you turn.
Yeah, it draws as you turn around.
Or you look up, you see the sun.
And
or you look down, you see the grass.
It draws as you turn around.
Well, I just think Morpheus is gonna suck.
I mean, I think there won't be no game. I'm telling you,
in the beginning, there's not
the games
no
are gonna fucking suck.
It's gonna be like
we're gonna get a driving game.
Most likely, you're shooter get a driving game. No, I don't think you'll get a shooter.
First of all, you'll get every shooter. You get every shooter on that shit.
And you fucking know it. Like I don't.
You get every shooter. They'll enable fucking Morpheus support.
I think shooters are gonna be too fast paced for it at first.
Nope, they're gonna shoot us. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
maybe a slower shooter like Rainbow Six.
As sure as the sky is blue, you will get shooters.
But racing game definitely.
Shooter game definitely.
Maybe like a sports title like a Madden might be, you know, you be the quarterback, you just throw the football, whatever.
Yeah, I can see a sports.
Like, a la Wii U sports.
Yeah. You're never gonna get a gimmicky ass sports.
Like,
I mean, and that's another
and,
thing.
and you're gonna get a bunch of, and this is the shit that scares me. This is the one thing that scares me. Is every game that I saw was tech demos of games where you do absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Like sitting there in the Shark Tank and the Shark. I don't want to play games like that.
That's not a game.
If I
that's
got
a demo though.
I don't
No,
care.
I'm just telling you. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
It's not a game.
No,
I don't want to see that.
If I'm gonna see any of that shit, I'm gonna kill myself. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
That's the connectification of the Morpheus. You're gonna see a lot of shit like that. People are gonna go, "Oh, these new grand concepts." It's just gonna be simplified shit, expanded out to justify the cost of the $60 game. And
Like they're gonna do shit like this. We're gonna go into a dungeon. They're gonna tell you a story. You're gonna walk through the dungeon. You're like, oh wow, I'm looking 360 degrees in the dungeon. But you're never gonna do anything. And you're gonna play it for so long.
So it's gonna
trying
be
to
on
figure
rails,
out
right?
stuff. Yeah, that you never did anything. And I don't want a bunch of on Morpheus games. Like, if you're gonna make Morpheus games, then make sure that you are handling this to original and developers that's willing to put in the time to create something worth Morpheus. Even if it has to have lower graphical quality or frames or whatever it may take to make something worth using, like worth it, then I don't mind that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It needs original software.
It needs this shit has to be original. If not, the only route that I see Morpheus, this is the real route where I think this is not gonna fail. This is the real route I see this shit going for Oculus, for Morpheus, for HoloLens, is motion pictures. Like, that's really why I see this going. They already started doing it. I'm telling you a movie that they already developed this stuff for, and this movie has been out like 6 months already, and that was Interstellar. And they literally made the movie for VR when this thing is ready. Like, where you're going to be inside the cockpit of the ships, being able to do 360-degree views while the story is still going on.
yeah, I haven't watched that movie yet.
Like, and that's when I realized what this is all about. You think it's about gaming. You got your shit fucked up. Like, it's not. This is going to be about movies. This is going to be about media, TV shows. Can you imagine being in Game of Thrones and they having a Coliseum fight and you're going to look at everybody in the goddamn stands? That's going to change that show completely for you. Like, it's going to make it way more immersive.
That's not going to happen.
You think that's
you
not
know
going
how
to
much
happen?
cameras and how much angles they would have to depict from that time?
They already do it at sports games.
They do it now.
Yeah, but if you was...
You ever seen them throw the football and they able to pause it? Switch around 360 degrees like Matrix?
But to catch everybody in the stands like he just said,
It's nothing.
it ain't gonna happen.
It's nothing. It's nothing. They can already do it.
They do it already.
Yeah, they always cameras on wires flying around like it's nothing. Especially with drones, they're gonna start using drones in film. If they haven't already started using drones in filming.
But for you to manual your way through it,
I mean, you just have cameras that are recording and they have a sense of depth, so they know. And then again, all of this shit is just processing power.
Now. Yeah,
you know, like if you have enough processing power, you can pretty much interpret the image, the distance, the lighting.
I don't think VL's gonna go that route.
I mean, it has to in order for it to be any
worth it.
Immersive.
Well, not Project Morpheus is specifically made for gaming.
I mean, it's you saying that.
No.
They said that Project Morpheus supports gaming, but it can do so much more.
It's specifically, it's made for gaming.
It can do so much more, and I'm pretty sure Sony in its position, they're probably going to
Sony, they don't make.
They'll probably make another one for other stuff.
You're gonna see Power Season 6.
Yeah, exactly,
Morpheus
and Morpheus. Like, my point exactly. If you think that's not going to be the case, you're not really living realistic. Like,
but it's only going to be operational on the PS4.
On the PS4, we understand that, but it's not. This is going to be something that you use on PS4. Isn't PS4 a heavy Blu-ray player? You gotta keep, you keep forgetting how Sony builds their stuff. They do more than one thing at a time, no matter what device they make.
And again, they don't necessarily. Morpheus could be its own platform on its own. It can be completely divorced away from the PlayStation 4.
That's what I'm saying. If they make a different one, the one current is specifically for the PS4.
Who said that? Who said that it's specifically for the PS4? It said it functions with the PS4. It works with the PS4.
Yoshida.
If it's not just a PS4 item,
So can you use it on PC?
they can change it if they wanted to. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Can you use it on PC?
I don't think it's going to be used on PC, but it's going to be used on Sony products in general.
Again, you know, like a lot of that shit comes from PC, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's PC support. I mean, what is that? Like
it's not getting PC support.
An adapter? Like,
what is hindering it? Like, let's be honest.
It's not getting PC support.
Who said that?
So I seen it. It's only
No,
for
but
PlayStation.
who said that?
The Japanese niggas who made it.
They said, nah, only PlayStation? No, never ever PC support?
No, that's what I'm saying. They would have to come out with another one.
Not necessarily.
This one is built from the ground up for the PlayStation 4.
Again, and what is a PlayStation 4? It's a fucking computer. It's x86, just like the fucking computer
Yes.
on the desk. Like, there's no difference.
But this
There's
one,
no difference between a PlayStation 4 and a PC right now. None.
Operating system.
it's
That's
close
it.
console. It is. It is different.
And no, it's not. You could have said that about PlayStation 3. Cell processing on. You could have said, yo, this shit is a completely different animal. It's made to work with this thing. What is a will is a way. You can get anything to work on anything if you have the fucking time and the programming will. Like, that's just it. Adapters, you can make them shit just like engineers do that shit for a fucking living. So it's not outside the realm of possibility that they would want to expand the capability, expand the reach of Morpheus onto more than just PlayStation 4.
But as of right now,
Yeah, right now.
it is specifically only for PS4.
Right
That's
now.
what we were saying. Right now.
Right now. But that could not always be the case.
That's what I said. When you can tell me that they said this is going to be on PS4 forever, then I'll shut up.
And I haven't heard that.
They might make a new one.
I mean,
but
of course.
the current one is specifically built from the ground up for PS4.
I guarantee
It's
you,
not
there's
built
probably,
to be a multi.
There's probably going to be a mode where you can just get content through the glasses. Regardless of whether you play the game, you watch the television.
Yeah.
Because they got shit they got to promote. And not
Yeah,
everybody
you're
wants
gonna be able to watch
sit
TV, but you're not gonna be able to turn your head 360 degrees.
It's
on the
not
TV
going to be
show.
on every show. It's going to be,
yeah.
like he just said.
It's probably going to be a 2D
select-
mode.
Select things, like select things. It's going to be select.
I don't see any movie because they would even have that in
I
movies
just showed.
right now.
I just told you one that you can look at right now, but you're not going to do that because that's kind of
And again,
Interstellar.
think about how a company like Sony operates. Like, when they do something, there's always one part of the company trying to push into another part of the company. So I guarantee you, especially the way they're trying to go now, where it's like, all right, whatever you're doing don't matter. PlayStation's at the forefront. You get behind this shit, you get out the way.
Gravity, I think too.
Yo, I can definitely see, like, all right, yo, you were doing this, try to integrate Morpheus into what you're doing.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
we generate all this content, we might as well be supporting. So by the time the thing, and it makes sense to do it that way, by the time this device comes out, all we have to do is flip a switch, everybody's shit gets upgraded and has Morpheus support. That would be the smart way for them to do it, is start building this shit out long term, before the product is even released, so that when it does, it has a plethora of different content in different ways,
Different ways that
to plug into
different people can use it, right?
as opposed to just relying on just specifically games. And I'm sorry, devs are not going to push this thing
all day. Every
They're
day.
not. I mean, unless PC people will push the shit. Modders will push the shit. Devs are gonna do, it'll be an add-on feature. And add-on features generally don't work.
And you're gonna have a few SOE, or they don't have SOE no more. Sony, just exclusive games for Morpheus.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be, son. And I'm telling you, I think this is gonna be a big TV thing, a big
TV.
all day long, son. You're gonna vomit when you watch.
TV.
Tell you about last 2 years of Morpheus, son. You're gonna break that shit. You're like, where the games at? Why I'm watching so much TV on the TV? Is gonna be so dope. You're gonna be upset that this big TV shit in your head that's dope as hell.
I just hope it's not expensive.
It's gonna be like $299. I'm telling you this now. $250,
$299. I'd probably.
Alright, I just looked up that
So bad.
Interstellar shit, son. They said the project required a team of 10 to 15, 20 people over the span of 2 months to painstakingly recreate the world and the exact shit from the movie. So it's not actually the movie, it's something they created.
So what? Are you gonna be able to use it as a
So
function?
again,
What difference did that statement you just made?
the Interstellar movie was not VR.
They built scenes, like you just said, a different team. During the time of the movie, I watched the making of this shit. This is how I found out about it. I didn't read no article like you're doing right now. Alright? And that's literally what they were saying. How they were building this stuff into it. Even if it's something that people had to do separate later, or whatever. Because think about it, this is the scene that you're seeing in the movie, right? What's to stop another set of people to just recreate the scene behind you in addition to the movie? That's all that you just read. That's what you just read.
Yeah.
That's it.
And if it's special effects, it's probably 3D rendered, so like the assets are there, so it's not like there's a
not
structure to
impossible.
create.
It's not even gonna be hard. Like
they just put it in a format that Morpheus can
register exactly,
and
what's
that's
gonna
not
happen?
taxing on whatever processors are involved. Because I'm pretty sure the computers that ran the special effects for Interstellar are way more powerful than the
Exactly.
PlayStation 4. So compression will be involved. There's all these variables. But I would not be surprised that Sony is laying the groundwork for some kind of Morpheus integration in the movies that they have coming out, because it's in their DNA, it's in their track history, like it's in their history, like for them to have integrated products into all levels of what they do. So I wouldn't
Imagine
be surprised.
Spider-Man, you swing around, you turn all angles in his face.
Yeah, like when you get the Blu-ray home, you can do Spider-Man. Like you can actually
Put it on your head.
Special scenes that you can see through Spider-Man's perspective. Zoom in, zoom out. It's not impossible.
It's not possible though.
But
Not
again,
even that hard.
regardless of whether it'll be any good or not, I'm pretty sure they'll be experimenting with some kind of stuff like that.
I can't see them doing it. So for the simple fact that I can't see them risking the money on something that's not gonna.
They're risking money now.
No. I'm making Morpheus again. Morpheus has potential for gaming. But to risk doing that in a movie,
Potential, not guaranteed.
to risk doing that in a movie,
They're risking doing it on games.
that should just completely folding, son.
But this is what I'm saying. They're risking doing it on games. What's the difference?
The reason why I think
you like games more.
The
Like,
reason
that's
no,
what-
that
that's
didn't make nothing to do with it. The reason why I think it's going to be big in gaming is because it's a lot of people doing it now. It's not one company jumping in. That's
a lot
not
of people. A lot of people are building VR devices,
except for gaming.
but they're not saying it's specifically for gaming.
Well,
No one has
for
ever.
gaming.
No one has.
That's what it's
ever-
for. No one's building the VR thing for movies. They're building
No
it for
one's.
gaming.
No one's saying they're building VR for anything. They're building VR.
They're building it as a platform to be utilized by
Yeah.
different people. Because
Yeah.
there is, I'm telling you, Oculus has a film division.
Yes, but
Yeah.
what is the main focus? Games.
VR. It's the
No,
easiest
I mean,
thing to get into.
It's
the easiest thing to talk
it's
about.
the
the
primary focus.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
the primary focus. They're not
But-
worried about let's do movie. They're worried about we
No,
wanna do
they
games.
are worrying about it. That's why they have a movie division in Oculus, which is a relatively new company and has no experience in making movies.
They have no experience
Why,
making games either.
if they didn't have a focus on yes they do. Everybody that works for that company has pretty much come from game development in some way, shape, or form. Especially
Now, not
when-
the original Kickstarters though.
No. That guy Lucky Palmer, is heavy in games. Like he's an engineer.
And what was the other one that came out? The Samsung one.
Nothing to do with
Nobody
movies.
cares
That's
about
straight
that.
to
No,
your cell phone.
The
Yeah.
Samsung one is Oculus though. It uses Oculus technology.
There's another one.
There's the Valve's V
Yeah, with that shit.
with the weird controls.
the big dildo stick.
Nah,
yeah,
Sony has a dildo sticks because it's bringing back Move controllers to use
For the
Morpheus. It's either dildo.
No, we can use this.
It's terrible. I hate that controller.
It's either flashlights or dildonics with the PlayStation 3 controller.
Honestly, I felt like Harry Potter with that damn thing.
But again, though, in all honesty, some VR is specifically made for gaming, though.
Doesn't
It
matter.
may have other applications, but specifically made for gaming.
I mean, again,
I promise you're gonna see so much coming from that. Son. That is
I
not.
think that's the primary way.
If it fails in the gaming division, it's going to fail in all divisions.
Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. You know.
No one's going to buy a $300 device to sit in their house
If
and
you
watch
had
a
it
movie.
already, like if you bought it already.
No, but if it fails in gaming, you're not going to buy it.
Again,
son, if like I said, if you bought it already, right, and even if even if it didn't do good for gaming, period, or whatever, and it's doing phenomenal somewhere else, all those people who like that thing and don't like it, talk in not in your own view, but talk in general. Like somebody else is gonna like it for a movie. I might not buy that shit ever for movies. I would think it's dumb. That's me personally. I would rather see that for gaming. But don't mean there's not some asshole that think that it's cool to look around and see views in different angles. Like, it is what it is. We think people buying 4K TVs are stupid, but they doing it.
No, but that,
Like, let's be honest.
people buying 4K TVs, to me, it is stupid, but sooner or later, video games or movies, they will catch up to 4K.
Not this consoles.
No, I'm not saying it. I said they will catch up.
They will. But as of right now, it's stupid.
As of right now, that's just a waste of money.
And that's how they're gonna feel about. That's how we're gonna feel about
But
Morpheus when they start doing
if
different
someone bought, like let's say Project Morpheus to watch movies, that'd just be stupid. Straight up and
But
down.
people do stupid shit. That's my argument right now. Like,
And plus, again, if you're gonna buy Project Morpheus, you already got a PS4. Because again, that's the only thing it works with.
20 million people got one already. What are you saying? They're not getting
That's
hurt.
what I'm saying. So they're not really buying it for movies. Those people who's buying Morpheus are buying it to play on games.
Yeah, potentially.
No.
But I'm gonna be honest. If I go buy Transformers, right? I got Morpheus. I'm just gonna say it like this to you, right? I got Transformers Blu-ray. It's supposed to have Morpheus features. I don't like my fucking Morpheus to sit there like my Kinect, right?
But you already got it. Why?
But I already
you bought it for gaming.
Right, but that's not the point. We talking about. I said I was gonna buy it anyway. This is that. Forget about that in the argument. Being ignorant for no reason. Like, so I was getting one. This is the point. I'm getting one regardless, right? And I have it sitting there, right? And I'm like, yo, damn, what I'm gonna do with this Morpheus? Oh shit, yo, Transformers just came out, and they got this feature. Why am I not gonna try it? And if it's good, then what? Then what? So it gotta only do good for gaming. Like, not everything.
No, I didn't say it's only gonna do good for gaming.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's gonna be, there could be functions later.
No, but you said somebody would buy it for movies. That's not gonna happen.
Somebody could buy it for. What's to stop somebody later on down the line, right? Saying, yo, this shit was terrible for gaming, but now we got all these features in my Blu-rays that I buy, right? We don't buy Blu-rays, but there's people who do. I never bought a Blu-ray in my life ever, not one. But I could buy Blu-rays.
Nah, I haven't bought Blu-ray in a long time.
Cheap out,
No, that's not true. I got bigger
People don't buy Blu-rays.
but I buy it for my son.
There's people out there that buy Blu-rays.
Yeah, it's true. I buy Blu-rays. Some people like to have the physical content. It's just like the whole.
Yeah, but who do you know will go out and buy a $300 to $400 machine to watch a Blu-ray?
A lot of people. That's the problem.
Yeah.
To buy a peripheral.
A lot of people. If it worked and they liked it and it's something new to make the experience more immersive, why wouldn't you get it?
In this day and age, like $300-400 for a gadget is nothing.
That's like somebody buying a $300 or $200 Connect just to do voice controls on the TV.
But people did it.
People do it.
No, that's not why they did it. They didn't do it for the voice controls. They did it to play games.
For the potential, yeah.
Exactly.
But
For the potential.
if I find out that it actually does, it offers something that maybe appeals to me, then I'm probably going to do it.
Something extra. But we see how that turned out.
But if it appeals to me and it's useful to me, why am I not entitled to buy it? I don't understand why I have to be an asshole to buy it.
But in general, though, VR is specifically for gaming.
Okay.
Overall.
That's the primary focus now.
We said that already.
Yeah. But it has potential for other applications.
Of course it does. Everything has potential for other shit.
Yeah. I still think the first...
I mean, my PlayStation has a potential to transform to a fucking Xbox, for all I know. Who cares?
It does. It can.
But my PlayStation is meant for gaming. Like, that's why I bought it.
Yeah, but that's you.
That's like somebody buying a PlayStation to watch fucking apps on TV.
But there's people that
Like,
do
who
that.
does? There's nobody. I don't know anybody who does that.
Son, primarily, when they did analytics on the last gen consoles, like a lot of these shit just sat around playing Netflix all day.
Yeah, no, just because a lot of people played Netflix, but the console was made for
So what
like
they
bought for
using it?
gaming.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was for. But not
So what are they
how
using
people
it
used
for? You see what I'm saying? That's what we're saying about the Morpheus thing. That's exactly what we're saying.
No, but my whole thing is, why did the people buy it?
Because there was a feature that appealed to them, so they bought it. And there's other stuff that they can do with it. Like maybe to them, gaming wasn't primary. It was just a bonus feature. To them, it's a feature. To you, it's the primary.
Primary. You gotta understand
If
that.
gaming is not primary, then especially on a console, I suggest you go buy an iPad.
But you can't.
But
you
I want to play.
But
Eventually, I might want to play Madden. I might want to play Call
you
of
might
Duty.
want to play something, so you have it.
Everybody's not going to be hardcore.
You bought the game. You bought the console. for the game.
That's what I think. That's what it is. Android automatically
No,
choice as a
it's-
hardcore, which is not a bad thing because
It's
that's
an add-on. Like it's to them, it's an add-on. Like, oh, I can watch movies on this, and if I have people.
But you can do that. You can do that with smart TVs now. You don't need to buy a console for that.
Yeah, but you can't play Madden on a smart TV.
So you can. You buy a PlayStation TV, you plug in PlayStation now, you plug in the controller, you're good to go.
Come on, man.
What if I don't
But you
want
still
a
have to buy a
Sony
PlayStation TV.
Same.
Man, that's
But
What
what
if I don't want to do that? I
But
use
you-
my existing TV.
But you could.
But I have it. I have a TV already. But not everybody fits into these very specific molds that support your argument. Some people are outside of that. Some people, like they've had a connection with games at some point in their life.
So they buy the console for.
They go, oh,
Gaming.
no. They know it plays Netflix. They know it has all of their apps. They can still do all that stuff. And as opposed to just buying like an Apple TV or a Roku box, they go, oh, I can spend a little more. I get a little more features. But this is primarily how I use this box as a movie watching device.
But
that's okay.
Everything runs Netflix now.
That's okay. But again, that's okay. But for them, they're feeling that they're getting more value with their money. Something like this as opposed to just buying.
Yo, let me ask you a question. As a shopper,
you don't believe it because that's not your experience.
You're gonna go. Let's be real. And then watch. You ain't gonna flip because I'm gonna say this and it's gonna push all your buttons. If you had to go decide, you wasn't a gamer, right? You play games. You like games a little bit, or whatever. You wasn't a gamer, but you had the option. I'm gonna just get a smart TV, or I could just get a PS4 and play it on my regular TV, and it had all the apps I want and video games. Which one you gonna get?
I would get a smart TV. You know why?
Oh yeah.
No, listen. For the plain simple fact that PlayStation nor Xbox don't have more apps than a smart TV.
They don't.
But apps on a smart TV is dumb.
You ever seen them? It's just horrible.
They're dumb.
They're the same.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. I seen them on Raul's TV. Raul got a big a TV bigger than
Name some apps on Raul's TV they're using. Now I bet
Netflix, Hulu.
Bro, I'm fucking done. The same apps you're gonna get on this. So what are you talking about?
So why would I buy this?
Because it plays video games as well. It's gonna have more features in the future.
Well, listen,
you gotta think about it.
But if I'm not buying it for gaming, then why would I buy it?
It's an added on feature. That's what he's saying.
Raul didn't buy that big TV because of the apps. He bought it because it was a big TV. His utility is the big TV.
But my point is that he
didn't get the apps is bonus. There was probably a big TV there that didn't have apps, but he looked at it and said, "Oh, maybe my wife want to watch it too."
But that's my argument now. People don't buy this because it has apps. People buy this and the apps are bonus. They buy this for gaming.
That's your perspective.
So that's your perspective that he bought the TV because it was a big TV.
I can guarantee you, knowing Raul, I can guarantee you that's why he bought the TV.
But knowing gamers, everybody that buys that buys it for gaming.
Not again. That's assuming
that everybody's a hardcore gamer.
Yeah, not true. Some people have always had a console, and they know, all right, I'll get a console. Maybe I'll play a game, maybe I won't.
But now, can you
plays games and everything else that I wanted?
But I want the Netflix too.
But even if
that's what I primarily
see, everything has Netflix now.
Mm-hmm.
If
this thing didn't have Netflix, I'd still be playing it.
You'd
still be playing it.
Well, let me ask you a question. No, Angelo, you gotta attack him everywhere because now he gonna argue with this. Now we're gonna do numbers game. Because he loves to do numbers.
That's everybody, bro.
You love to do numbers, you little hole. We're gonna do this. I got you. So, how much does smart TV cost? Realistically, and a good size smart TV.
$800.
$800. How much a PlayStation 4 cost?
$400.
How much more are you getting with a PlayStation 4? And let's say you already got a TV. Most people already got a big ass TV.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of done. Like
I've never been to anybody's house and they had a little ass TV.
Yeah, big TVs are ubiquitous now.
I don't have a big screen TV.
Yes, you do. You have one in your living room. Stop.
Either one in my bedroom's the same size.
Come on.
It's nowhere near this size. This is a big fucking TV.
Your TV is a little bit smaller than this. Come on.
My TV is like a
32 I've never gone in the living room. The TV's a 32 inch.
Yeah, they're both the same size.
39.
So they're both the same size.
32 inch is still big.
No, it's not. 32 inches is average for like someone's bedroom.
I think 46 is average.
Look at mine's smaller than average. Mine looks like this compared to average.
Still got a big size TV on your living room.
It's a decent size television.
It's a decent size television.
But it's not 32 used to be the average.
That's what I'm saying.
And we had fat backs.
Right.
But it's a 32 inch flat screen.
Alright, so now numbers
27, I think.
Now numbers wise.
Because they was big and wide and fat.
Now numbers wise. Even you can admit to pretty much the most of us, everybody's house you go to got a decent sized TV. Like that's regardless. I've never been to nobody's crib, son, and it was like this was in their living room. Period.
People with big
ass TVs with a Vizio at least, bro. Like let's be honest. Like stop.
But again, someone who doesn't game is not gonna go out and buy a console to watch Netflix.
There's people without healthcare that got big ass TVs.
But again, though, people who don't game are not gonna go out and buy a console to watch Netflix.
You're talking like everybody's a hardcore gamer, bro. Not there's
people who don't
casual gamers, by the way.
Don't game.
Andrew,
are not gonna go out and buy a console to watch Netflix. They go watch it on their phone or their iPad.
Who's gonna watch it on this little ass screen, bro?
If you got kids and you got a dude,
are your kids gaming?
Yeah, they might.
Someone in the house gaming?
They might.
Someone's gaming.
So why? That's why you bought it.
It's someone's utility, like what they feel that they're getting out of a product. Like if I feel that might work for me if all I do is watch television. But
Exactly.
But what if somebody...
Apple box, that's an Apple box, right?
Yeah, but what if one person in the house likes to play games every now
That
and then?
one person will buy the console to play games.
Why would that one person buy it
And,
when I buy it?
the utility... And again, if that one person plays, sometimes...
Put it this way.
The primary
that whole
utility,
argument falls flat for the plain simple fact, just look at the Xbox numbers. That's the route they was going, and we see how they getting smashed.
Oh my
I
god!
mean,
Where did that even come from? Like,
this has nothing to do with that. And
like,
TV is not the reason why they're doing it.
They feel they should suck.
It's not.
Period. It's no support.
It's not.
It's no support.
Nah, they're not getting support because
And their console is weaker. And it came out more expensive.
Resolution and pure power and price point in people's minds.
Man,
that's not true.
Yeah,
because price point right now is cheaper
in people's minds. Again, it's already seen as the inferior system.
But it's
so
regardless of inferior price, you get it for like. Go watch TV Sunday, get something else like an Apple box right there.
Why? What else does the Apple box do for you? What else does it do for you except play apps?
It's all about the individual's utility. I might not want to just watch TV sometimes.
But you want to play games.
Yo, Angelo,
can you just agree that sometimes...
Do you know anybody who went and bought a PlayStation to watch TV? No. I don't, and he don't.
We don't, but you can't assume just because you
can't assume that somebody has.
I can assume that.
But you can't assume
I can.
Okay.
That nobody? That's an absolute.
That's the absolute.
As opposed to somebody who's leaving something open for somebody else's... Yeah.
Yeah, like...
Yeah. Somebody else digests something completely different than I will.
Now, if Angelo say that's how it is.
That's a known. You don't see things the way I see things. He doesn't see things the way I see things. He doesn't see things the way you see things. That's a no. That's a reasonable assumption to have. To assume that no one thinks, like a person that would buy that they would buy an Xbox or a console. Just to watch TV?
Son, yo, I know a lady who came in. Listen. Look. I've had experiences. Look. No. Look, he gonna knock this automatically. I've had experiences, bro, with people came all the way to freaking GameStop to get an Xbox 360 or a Wii just to play Netflix and Hulu, bro.
As a matter of fact, my boy from college, I'm pretty sure every time I see him log into his PlayStation 4, fucking watching Netflix majority of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But does he play games?
Seldom. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. For him, his primary use is Netflix. Right?
But that's not why he bought the console. People don't go out to buy the console to watch Netflix.
Him specifically, right? He has a wife. He has a kid. The game is it's a bonus. It's a bonus.
That's what we're trying to say.
He bought the console to play the games. The Netflix is the bonus.
That's how you look at it.
That's how you look at it.
That's what we're trying to say. You're not saying that's wrong. That's how you look at it.
Yeah, it's not wrong. It's not right or wrong.
Put it this way.
That's another thing. There's no one or the other.
If he went and bought a $400 machine solely to watch Netflix, and he's an idiot.
But he didn't buy it solely to do it. That's what we're trying to say.
That's what we're trying to say. You're just not getting through. Like
you can adjust your utility in different. Like that's the thing. They do everything, so it does everything.
Why not?
So why am I going to buy the thing that does one thing?
It's
when
stupid.
I can buy
That's stupid, and even you know that's stupid.
But you could just watch Netflix and play games on your cell phone.
Watching that on their phone?
Why would I want to do that if I have a big TV at home?
So you just do it with Apple box.
But
they
Apple
don't
box
just do
connects
one
onto
thing.
a big TV. I want to watch stuff on a big
PC.
TV. But what if I don't want to build a PC, or I don't want to have to go run and buy a PC? The only PC I use is at work. Most people got laptops in their homes. They don't need to buy another PC for that.
And do you see anybody watching Netflix on their laptop? No, they watch on their big TV.
I used to.
How many you used to? And then when you got consoles, and you stop doing that shit.
No, I don't know.
Point. Like,
What's a better experience? I used to watch. I mean, again, in the beginning, maybe I watched it once or twice, but my preference is to watch it on television.
Of course. But my whole point is you don't need a gaming console to watch Netflix on television.
I don't think anybody's arguing against that.
But we're saying people do it.
Yeah.
They do it all the time like dickheads, bro.
No, they watch it on the console. But they don't buy the console to watch Netflix. This is what I'm telling you.
Son, you don't know why anybody buys consoles. This is what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah. You can't assume
That's why they do it. You can't
I
say
ask
that.
you a question. What's the first thing you do when you buy a console? Anybody. What's the first thing you do?
No, what's the first thing? That's the perfect phrase I want you to say. What is the first thing I do?
What's the first thing everybody does when they buy a console?
You cannot say
can't say
everyone.
everyone.
You cannot say everyone.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
What do you get? Alright, shoppers, when you go buy a console, what do you get with it? A game. First thing you do.
No, not everyone.
You don't get a game.
Not everybody gets a game.
You get a game, you go home, you open it up, and you play the fucking game. You don't open it up and turn on Netflix.
Not
That's
all
what
the time.
you do.
Not all the time.
That's what I keep telling you that.
Son,
That's
show
what you
me
do.
one person.
I can't show you that because I can't tell you what people are doing in their house.
There you go.
And you can't show me every gamer in the world open and play a game. So shut up.
I'll show you by the numbers.
You can't show
The
me by the
numbers don't mean
numbers.
nothing.
You can't show me by the numbers.
Because again,
Son, 20 million PS4s,
hardcore don't
100 million
make up
software.
the hardcore
Don't even make
up majority of the people who buy consoles.
I keep telling them that too.
Doesn't
Period. It's casual gamers, bro. It's casual people. People who do this shit when they feel like it. Buy this shit.
Those are the people. Those are the people who are buying Call of Duty en masse. Those are the people who
But
are
those
buying
are the people
DLC.
who you say.
Those are the people who have
Listen.
the inferiority complex when you want to sell them the day one
DLC.
season pass.
But listen, those are also the people who log in 80 hours a week in Call of Duty. They ain't watching Netflix, nigga. They playing Call of
That's
Duty.
hardcore. I'm talking about casual people.
Hardcore gamers don't. I mean, casual gamers don't put no 80 hours in no Call of Duty.
Those are kids coming home after school. First thing they do, turn on that console.
Kids
play
are
Call of
hardcore
Duty.
players.
Kids are hardcore players, bro.
Because of hardcore players. I understand where you're going.
Yeah, I'm confused.
That's majority of gamers.
That's not majority of gamers.
Son, if you talk about the little ladies that sit on the freaking train and play Angry Birds,
That's the holy grail. Like the people that would just fire and forget on the console. Like
for that, you can just, if we had cell phone service, if we had like internet service and the freaking thing, they would watch Netflix on the train. Like,
some people will. And then when they get home, they watch it on their console that they bought for their man. That they
So
thought
now
was
when
gonna
they
be
get home playing video games,
You can't say everybody. That's what I'm saying. You can't say. You don't know what anybody gonna do. You can't tell me what.
As a general rule, one should not deal in absolutes. Like that's just a given.
I understand that, but when people buy a gaming console, it is not to watch Netflix.
When some people buy games,
But some people still saying that.
99.9%.
Still,
No,
That's
no,
not absolute
still
no
can't say
more.
that.
Oh, you don't have
You
a
can't- you can't say
That's
that.
an assumption.
Because
No.
you're making up that number.
If you could
You're
dead
making up
ass,
that
but if
number.
you could dead ass show me one person
And you that can't show
in the gaming community
you
who went
dead-
out and bought a console
you
just to watch Netflix,
You define gaming community.
that's people who buy video games.
You
People
can't
who
show
buy
me-
consoles,
bro.
I mean,
you can't.
that.
Hit it. No, don't let him keep
Alright.
talking over you because
Yeah,
he's trying to
yeah.
answer. So
Yeah.
that's what you do. You can't show me differently either. So until you, and this is one of those things you got to do. Disagree. You cannot tell me what somebody do.
You can't
on their
account.
house.
You can't account for 99.9%.
0.9%. You can't count. You can't tell me 100 million people go out same day and play the same game at the
Can't.
same time. You can't ever do that. Like it don't matter what you tell me.
It's
There's no
impossible.
numbers you can show me because it's impossible.
Alright, well, from the moment you show me one person who
And
bought
from
a
the
console
moment-
to watch on Netflix, then I'll
And
believe you.
from the moment that you can show me every gamer has done
Would-
otherwise, then
Would
I won't
would
listen to you.
analytics on use suffice? Like how people use consoles?
No.
Say shit.
No, that's not good enough for
If
him.
you
No, it's
show
not
me
good
one
enough for
person
him,
who
bro.
went out and bought it specifically to watch Netflix,
We
then
can show you that.
alright.
It's still not good enough for you, son.
You want to show me that?
Internets. We will find this person and we will interview this person for the sake of Angelo. This is what we're gonna have a running segment is
So you guys bring up the wrong argument.
enlighten Angelo. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna enlighten him to not have such absolute.
And this person in this sole house cannot play video games. They have to only watch Netflix.
You're gonna tell them what they gotta do.
Yo, if you said that this person bought this console solely to watch Netflix.
no one's saying so.
He did.
I never said solely.
And again,
I never said so. They
there
never give a
there
remote.
might be a 0.001% of people who have bought the consoles. They just said, "Man, it does extra. I probably will never use it as a game console,
But they did.
but I like to have the option
And they did.
and never use
And
it
I
as a
would
game
also
console."
like to see the person who went out and bought a console but didn't buy a game with it.
That happens all the time. Money being a factor. Not everybody has the money to run out buy a $400 console and have the game
the same day.
Some people sit with the console there for that long.
Son, it happens, bro. You talking like this shit is
Son,
not a possibility.
if you can't buy a game, then you're not getting PlayStation Plus.
Some people have the money and the means. It's just not important to them. They just know, all right, I'll get it.
But I feel like it.
It's
I
technology, and I'll get it when I can. And for the most part, they have it hooked up. Fucking playing Netflix.
No.
I'm telling you, son.
No.
You be in shock.
Don't hit on
No,
Netflix,
but they
yo.
didn't. But what did they buy it for? They didn't buy it for Netflix, though.
It doesn't matter,
Yo,
bro.
your argument was they bought the console
You telling us what our argument
solely to
was.
watch Netflix.
And then we telling you there's somebody else who did it. With somebody out there who did
Show
it.
me.
I guarantee you. But that's like saying, all right, I'm gonna fly all around the world and ask everybody.
Every fucking person who got a console.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
shut up,
Don't
man.
say
You can't.
But you can't
disprove
tell
it.
me differently either. So you can't disprove it. That's what I'm saying. So we gotta be wrong, and you can't disprove
No,
it either.
I'm
bro.
not saying I'm wrong or right, but I'm just
But you
saying
can't
if you
disprove it.
can't
You
disprove
ain't got
my
the
thing,
answer,
how are you
man.
going to come up with your own?
You ain't got the answers.
Right. Whether we can disprove you on that or not, what we're just saying is that there has to be room
Yo, you know what's a sad
for
part,
that
son?
possibility.
Yo,
That's all I'm
yo,
saying.
Box,
That's all we're
son.
saying.
Yo,
No,
I
he's saying it's fact, not possibility.
could get 100 people, son, to come here and say, I only bought a console for what's it called? An endless look at
But
me
you would
like,
get them to lie.
oh yeah,
Again,
of course, now they ain't gonna be liars.
Again,
Because you said yourself you don't know anybody. So how you going to get
I
100
said, no,
people?
we're talking hypothetically.
the possibility, right? This
So
is
there.
not even hypothetical. The possibility that is a variable
It's real.
makes it a fact.
Not if it's not done.
Because it runs the spectrum. It runs the spectrum of possibility that somebody bought this specifically for you. Just like one person bought one console specifically for one fucking game.
No, but it's a gaming console. That's what you bought it for. You
Yeah.
bought it for a game.
Yeah, one game.
You didn't watch it. You didn't buy it to watch a movie.
That's the game that they're gonna play for the entire time that they have that console. That one.
It's like telling me someone bought a PlayStation to watch a Blu-ray movie. You're a fucking retard if you
It
did that.
plays Blu-rays.
No, because then you would go out and buy a Blu-ray player.
But it doesn't
But it-
play games
So why'd you buy it?
because it's a Blu-ray player,
Well,
and
you
I
bought it-
needed
you
a
bought it to
Blu-ray
play
player,
games.
and I needed a Blu-ray player.
Let me ask you a question. And this is just you being ignorant as fuck right now. I just getting me a little tight. So why can't somebody buy something with the option? Not even like they're gonna use it. Why can't they buy it just to have the option? Like,
I
it's
bought this
stupid.
cell phone not to use as a fucking phone, to use as an internet device. Somebody calls me, I'll use it as a phone, but I could give a fuck about using this as a fucking
You
phone.
don't give a fuck, but you bought a phone.
I bought a phone and phone plan, but I could give a fuck about using it as a phone.
But you still bought it as a phone, correct? You bought it as a phone, correct?
Yo, and here's my only thing, sir.
I bought it as a phone because
You
it's
just said
called
it.
a
You
phone.
bought it as a phone.
I don't use it as a phone. I didn't buy it as the primary
Do you
reason
text people?
as a phone.
Do you call people? Not even call people. Do you text people?
All that's over IP. It's all digital.
Do you text people?
That's not that's not phoning. I'm not
It
phoning
is. You need
anymore.
a phone number
No.
to text people.
But I'm not phoning it. No, I don't.
You don't even need that.
No, I don't.
That's
I just email
That's
addresses.
email.
I can text people through email.
that's email.
I
That's
can
not texting.
I can
Messenger.
call people through email.
Messenger, Facebook.
I
Like
can,
it's so
I can
many ways.
video chat people through email. I don't need a phone number. That's antiquated. Just like the phone. I bought this because Safari works dope. There's apps that I could use, like Netflix.
So
I didn't buy this as a phone. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't. I don't want to have a audible conversation with people on the phone. I really don't. I'm
Alright,
not a
but
phone guy.
again-
Like, at all.
again, it doesn't matter because it still comes down to.
But it just proves that the fact that there are people out there that purchase devices not for the intended uses.
Yeah,
That
of course.
includes game consoles. Primarily. I didn't buy this primarily for phone. It's just that
Look,
But
and no
it
matter
just
who-
happened to
no-
have
no
a
matter
phone.
what you say, son, you can't argue with that. Son. There's people out there who buy shit not intended to what it's gonna be used for. Son, I know people who buy consoles to break them, son, just to see,
just like people who
But-
buy sneakers
just to
just to have them,
them.
not even wear them. The whole point of a sneaker is to put it on. There are people who buy sneakers and not wear them.
But what you trying to tell us is that what we saying is not a great possibility. Like that,
No,
Like, it's not even a remote
You didn't pose it as possibility.
Yes,
you posed it
yes,
as
I
fact.
did. I never posted as fact. We'll rewind this fucking podcast
Rewind
with
it.
you right now.
You posed it as fact.
No,
Baka
you
bring a
didn't.
possibility.
No, I did not. Baka will tell you right now. I didn't
We were
post that as
arguing the
fact.
same thing.
I never posed that shit as no fact.
Aaron posed it as facts.
Rewind the podcast.
We're getting off. We
Rewind
can.
the podcast.
We can.
Rewind the
But we're
podcast.
at 2 hours.
Good, bro.
And we've been arguing the same thing for like greater part of it. Yo, this is called the Angelo Tangent podcast. We're gonna cut this whole shit.
Because y'all niggas go on, it's a gaming device.
All right,
People buy it for gaming. Everybody knows that.
We get it. You love consoles. You love
Microsoft went to
PlayStation.
entertainment device and you see how that worked out.
Again,
Where Microsoft come from? The way you talk about it right now. Let it go, son. Let it go. It's over. It's over, bro. Like,
Yo,
PlayStation got 20 mil. Why are we still talking about this?
Exactly. And why they got 20 mil? Because people game on it, not watch Netflix.
yo, I'm gonna be like 70 years old arguing with this guy. Anybody gonna win?
And you know I'm always right though. That's the
No, you're
problem.
not. What is right? What is right about what you just said? Like
So every time we had an Xbox One argument, I was
oh my
right.
god, yo, he swears to God because he had this one.
You have a stronger argument for sales, right? Like because of the numbers, but you can't tell me like what they're doing, right? Over at Xbox is like a lose-lose.
It is.
No, it's not, son.
So they're already losing.
Consoles have never sold. I'm not even gonna go into that, right?
Consoles have never sold this much in this time. But given right now, Baka, they're selling less than 360.
Listen, all right, we had time. We gotta
But
sign.
you're gonna delete this anyway. So
We gotta sign off. All right, well, let's do this sign off right. I'm Malik Banks.
Aren't you deleting this whole shit? anyways?
Hans Olaf. No, I'm not. We're gonna keep this whole shit 2 hours long, 2 hours strong, right or wrong.
Welcome to the Angela Tangent episode.
All right, no. All right, all right, guys. This has been another, Double Launch podcast. This is how we get down. Sometimes we go off on tangents, which is cool, because it's all about gaming. It's all about.
Sometimes it's about Netflix.
Listen, the next podcast is the Netflix podcast. We talk about new releases and Netflix.
Oh, and how I said something was fact, and I never said it's fact.
Yeah.
You can hear me in the podcast.
I mean, whatever, Yo,
Go back.
Again, console all day. We're not saying that, Anyway, whatever. I'm at Hamza LaForge on Twitter. Aaron.
The Ninja One, Instagram and Twitter. And
Angelo still.
you argue with a guy, he hasn't even learned his Twitter. Like,
yeah. At Prophet NYC, which is also his Xbox Live gamer tag.
No Xbox. That shit sucks.
He's still on Xbox Live as Prophet NYC.
No, not. Go live.
This has been another episode.
Live don't even work.
This has been another episode of the Double Lounge podcast. Thanks for listening. Join us again when we talk about more games, bullshit.
And Netflix.
And Netflix, yo, we out. Where's your fart? You not farting this week? You got no gas in me?
no, I don't have that.
No,
Hold it down.
All right. We out.